All right, so we live. What's popping, everybody?
Hey.
Um, Man, we've been supposed to get this stream in for a while, but you know how life is. Here with Theory, I think Theory is on mute, but Ty, Escape,
Yo, what's up?
Hey.
um, One Piece chapter 844. For the most part, this chapter it was just Luffy versus Sanji, right? I mean, I kind of expected it to go this way, where Luffy didn't attack him but in a way, I didn't expect Luffy to figure it out, and it seems like he figured out that Sanji, like his hands are tied. Um, but what did you guys think about it?
When did I never noticed that Luffy figured it out. So when did he figure it out?
The thing is that he didn't attack. You know what I'm saying? So it's like I think by how Sanji was acting, and even Luffy said it, I can feel the pain through your hit. So it's like, just off of that, he's like, all right, Sanji doesn't really want to do this. He's being forced to do this.
I know, but I don't think that's the reason why he didn't hit him. The reason why he didn't hit him is that like it was something similar to how like how like Shanks didn't want to hit the bandits at first, and then later Luffy and them, I think they didn't want to hit Bellamy and them or whatever happened. Luffy did it like that, like I'm not gonna hit you.
That's what I'm saying. It's like, but I feel like that.
But he didn't notice. He didn't notice the change. That had nothing to do with it.
No, I think he said it.
Fight with his hands anyway.
He says he noticed it. The thing is, Luffy needs a reason to fight someone, and he's
no. I'm saying it was never like show me the panel where Luffy noticed it. I'm telling you, he didn't notice it.
No,
he says you're a terrible liar. He like yells at him.
No, he knows Sanji doesn't mean the stuff he says, but he doesn't know like he's chained up. He's in trouble. Luffy didn't notice
but
that
it's
yet.
like he can figure that. Okay, Sanji doesn't really want to do it, right? He noticed.
I just think he doesn't believe Sanji's words, but Sanji's really hitting. That's the
okay.
He
doesn't
wasn't
know
back
exactly.
his kicks. He was really kicking.
Go ahead. What were you saying? Go ahead.
That Sanji. All right, like Sanji didn't mean what he said, but he was really kicking Luffy. So Luffy knew that he didn't mean what he said, but besides that, Luffy was like, I'm not gonna hit him back. Even Nami's like, you taking it too far, and Luffy's like, nah, I'm not gonna do nothing. You know who won that fight, right?
So you're saying, yeah, who
won that fight? Sanji or Luffy?
Wait, hold on. So basically, you're saying Sanji was going in on Luffy, and Luffy didn't realize what was going on.
Not the situation wise. I don't think Luffy grasps that yet. Maybe next chapter.
No, I know what you're saying. You're saying
he just knew Sanji
was lying, but he didn't know what was happening at that time, like what was going on.
I agree that I agree that he didn't know exactly what was going on, but he knew that something was
putting up a front.
He knew that something was up. Can we agree on that?
Yeah.
He knew that something was up. Okay. So Sanji knew that something was up. Ty mentioned this before the stream that Sanji, I saw this a lot of comments about this on the live reaction. Yeah. Sanji went in on a hurt Luffy and couldn't knock him out.
And I'm gonna go further. Like I'm not trying to hate on him, but I'm gonna go further and say that some people said Sanji won, Sanji lost. When Luffy said, it looks like Luffy lost because he got beat up, but Luffy said, "You're hurt a lot more than I am," and then Sanji was crying, and that was a KO, like KO. So Luffy won that.
So you don't have Sanji over Cracker and Doflamingo now, like some.
No, without even check this out. Without even Luffy hitting back, Luffy won because Luffy said that you're hurt. That hurt you more than it hurt me. And Sanji was crying. Luffy was not crying. Luffy still won that. So everybody that's like Sanji won, no, he didn't win. Chill.
I don't think anybody won in this fight.
No. But Brago, some people think like some people think Sanji won if you look at it. But when you think about it, when Luffy said that hurt you more than it hurt me, and Sanji was crying, like that's right. Sanji lost.
I don't think Sanji won. I don't think Luffy won. I think they even said it at the beginning though. This is a lose-lose situation.
Yeah. That's exactly. I was about to say that in the beginning. It was like a lose-lose situation.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah. I get what you're saying with it's a lose-lose situation, but that's team-wise, like Straw Hat Pirate-wise, because this is Luffy versus Sanji, Straw Hat versus Straw Hat. It's a lose-lose in that aspect. To whether Luffy won or Sanji won, it didn't really matter. But one of them won the fight.
Was Sanji going all out? We think was he?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Now put it like this, Rago.
No.
He didn't do special, but he was doing moves.
All out at all.
Yo, I hate this all out stuff because that's like Luffy doesn't got to go get fourth on everybody though. You get what I'm trying to say?
Wait, hold on. Escape. What were you saying? Why you don't think he was going all out?
Because look. All right, if Sanji's going all out, he's using all the stops. He's not going to just hit him with 4 or 5 kind of kicks and just like back off and cry. Like he's finishing off his opponents, right?
It was headshots.
Fifth Son, what are you saying? Fifth Son, go ahead.
It was headshots though. if Sanji's
He
not
was
going
even
all
flipping
out,
in the air,
why would
getting
he
more
get these
momentum for his
headshots?
kicks
Wait,
to
hold
hurt
on.
If he
Luffy
gave
more.
what?
What are you saying, Fiston?
Yeah, but I'm
Sanji gave Luffy headshots. If you
I
were
mean, he
telling me
was going in.
Guys, how can you say he was going all out if he didn't use moves like Hell's Memories and stuff like that?
yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like he didn't use Hell's
He did
Memory.
Diable Jambos though.
Yeah, but he didn't.
Hold on.
That's a new technique, Ty. That's the old technique. He had that
Wait.
pre-time skip, right?
Theory.
So if he's going all out, he's gonna have to use like some new.
All right, but at the same time, because like I'm not quick to defend nobody. I know what I seen and what I read. It's like Luffy didn't hit back, so what did he have to do Hell's Memories for? You know, he still hit him up with those Diable Jambos.
Then Ty, then your point is still invalid. Because for you to
Hold
say
on.
that he was going all out, and then for you to then say why didn't he use his best moves, that just shows he didn't go all out.
Exactly.
All right, but check this out though.
Are you saying Hell's Memory is his best move?
No, but it definitely
isn't Hell's Memory like a full body armor? Could somebody say Hell's Memories is pretty much like a full body armor in hockey?
No, it's not.
It's
hockey.
not. It's not pointed on.
Right?
Yeah, it's not appointed on one part of his body. It's his whole body. So how is Hell's Memory his full powered move? That's like saying Super Saiyan 3.
We didn't. I didn't say it was his best move. I said one of the best moves.
It's one of his best moves because
See,
it
but
uses his memories.
This is where people.
Listen. It uses his memories as an attack, right?
Wait,
So
okay. I'm sorry. I feel like we're going off the rails a little bit with this sound. Let's talk about like the whole impact of this scene.
Oh God, bro.
Let's talk about that.
Okay.
Let's talk about that. Theory.
I cried.
I was seeing a lot of comments saying Theory said he wasn't moved. Theory didn't care about it. Theory.
Where did I say that?
People in the chat saying it. I don't know. They say that.
Can anyone find where I quote me on that?
They said Theory was disappointed. What do you think about the chapter, Theory?
I was disappointed. Yeah, that's true.
Why were you disappointed?
Because I don't know. Well, it's a long story. Like, obviously, have on Twitter we have people reading the spoilers and posting, "Oh my God, it's the best chapter of the year. It's the saddest thing I've ever seen." Mm-hmm. So I was going in expecting something crazy to happen. You know, I had expectations, and they didn't live up to it.
So basically, people just brought up your hype, and you were just like,
yeah.
I think I even made a tweet saying like I went into this chapter.
Well, you can't blame it on.
Disappointed.
You can't blame it on.
Yeah,
people.
don't blame it on the chapter. That's your fault.
Huh?
Yeah.
Well, when did I blame the chapter? I said in that tweet. I said I went in expecting too much.
Yeah. This is what he said. I think I psyched myself up too much for this week's One Piece, and sadly, although it was good, was kind of let down. In all honesty.
You know,
exactly.
I can't go mad at that because I felt the same way with Tengen. You know, I mean, it was good, but it wasn't as great as a lot of people thought it was. So, I mean, in my opinion,
yeah, you guys are entitled to your own opinions.
Like, I give that chapter a 10 out of 10. I liked it.
This chapter that we just had.
Yeah, 10 out of 10.
I wouldn't agree it was 10.
Check this out though. It's a 10, but it's your reasons. What like one, I don't see the point in looking at spoilers. I'll look at it the next day. So I don't really like look at the spoilers. So to me, it was a 10 out of 10 because all right, like you know how when Luffy was fighting Cracker, right?
Mm-hmm.
He was in the seducing woods or whatever. But then we left to go focus on Sanji for a bit. And then you know how we was kind of too much on Sanji and the Sanji stuff was starting to feel like filler or whatever. But the good thing about this chapter was that it took the two people who was on different parts in the arc and they merged them together. So this time we had Luffy and Sanji. They met up. That was the cool part of this chapter. It was no like Luffy one place, Sanji another place. It's like they met up finally. So to me that was cool.
But they met up last chapter.
And my favorite part about
we got more
Sanji versus Luffy though is like Oda. He showed Luffy like doing his thing against Cracker and going to the woods, and then he showed Sanji doing his thing with his family and his backstory.
To be honest,
got the fight like that. So
the way I see this going is like I think this is just the first part of the emotional train, you could call it. I think when the wedding happens and there's going to be the whole like when everything actually starts kicking off, I think that's when there's going to be more of an impact for us.
Wait, can I say something?
I also agree it's going to be an emotional. I think it was an emotional battle. To me, like you see how if your girl get mad at you and then she hits you and scratch you, it's like in your head, in her head, she's screaming at you, and you know that she actually hit you. To the combo viewer, Sanji destroyed Luffy. He knocked him out straight cold. But to me, Luffy won because Sanji went away crying. Sanji went away crying.
What did you want to say, Anime
Wait, hold on. Yeah, Anime Fans, I want to say something.
I disagree with you about the whole spoilers thing. See, there's actually a study that shows people who get spoiled are more hyped. Well, something like that. But I'm just saying.
I didn't read spoilers.
But no, you're saying that because people read the spoilers, you're blaming it on the people who read the spoilers, and I don't really.
Well, yeah, because it did. Like, you can't lie. Like the opinions I was exposed to, gave me expectations.
Saying his bar was just let
You
up.
can't feed into that though, Theory. Like,
So wait,
you
Theory.
don't know what they're doing.
Forget it. And
But it's like if for example, like if someone opened a box, right, and like that person can see what's inside, and then I'm stood at the other end of the room, and that person's going, "Oh my god, this is the best thing I've ever seen," and then I walk over to the box and it's just an apple. You know, it's a bit disappointing.
Like the new Dragon Ball Z game, trash shit.
Whoa.
Now hold on, you gotta keep that opinion to yourself only because I never played it, but some people said that's the best game ever for Dragon Ball. So.
I haven't
Tell them to
played
cut their risk. Budokai 3 is
I've
way
been
better.
hearing that.
Yes,
I've been hearing that
BT3.
it's
Yes.
I've been hearing that it's amazing.
Like I do agree, I'm a fan of that. Like, yeah, I can't say that my entire opinion is based on other people's opinions. But
no,
it was
I
definitely a
think
factor.
there's something else. I don't know. I think there's something else.
Well, yes, there is more to it, but I haven't been asked about it
I
yet.
think the Toriko Tarnus,
You know what, Theory? Like I get what you're talking about.
Toriko.
So Theory, say like this.
Call him
Say if
out.
it's your birthday, right?
Yeah.
It's your birthday and your present is in a box, and someone's like, "Yo, this is better than PS4," and you're like, "Oh snap!" Then when you open up the box, it's a Super Nintendo. You're gonna be like, "Yo, what?"
But hold on. You can't compare that with the new manga episode. You can't do that. That's fucked
That's
up.
what Theory said. That's the kind of example he gave us.
To be honest, guys, I like it was the saddest chapter I ever seen. I was crying like a little baby, and I'm just pretending.
No, not physically crying, like mentally crying. That's why I was crying. I was mentally crying.
I noticed it was sad or whatever. Like it was,
Yeah.
it was touching.
Okay. Right. Okay.
I was a little turned up when I seen.
Here's my entire opinion of the chapter. It was good, right? It wasn't a 0 out of 10. It wasn't a 5 out of 10. It was good, right? But it wasn't perfect. There are parts in there which don't really make much sense. The fact that Nami, who for the entire series has been quite a smart character, has done similar things to what Sanji's done in this situation in her own time, seen it with Robin and Usopp beforehand. For her to act this way, seeing it for a fourth time, is very odd. That's one thing.
I agree.
And then Luffy, that was actually quite a good part of the chapter, referring him not eating and Sanji being the vital part of his crew, being a chef. Him not eating is very clever by Oda. But for him to say, "I'm not moving from this spot," when it's Big Mom's territory and the battle he's just gone through with a commander, that doesn't make any sense.
Yeah, I concur.
And also the fact that they allowed Sanji. This is the Vin Smokes I'm talking about. The fact that the Vin Smokes let Sanji, and then for Luffy to then still remain there, and like I just feel like his brothers, even though Sanji just beat up Luffy, they would then beat him up again afterwards, just to annoy Sanji. Like that's the kind of personality they have.
And then when Reiju said, "Do you want to go back?" I was like, "Okay, that means that you know that he's not over it, right? You can realize that the bonds are obviously not severed, but you're still leaving." So I was like, "Okay."
Because like they were even like laughing at Sanji when he was crying. Like they know.
They know it's bullshit.
Yeah.
And the sister knew as well because he was crying. Why would he be crying if
if
he
the
really
bonds
didn't
are
care?
severed? But I guess they just want to see him in agony, so they were like laughing at it, like, "All right, you're still going along with it, so whatever."
But this is what I mean. Like I think they could have taken like a step. Niji and Yonji, they totally would have, like if they were the characters that they were for the past few chapters, when Luffy was like after he just got beaten up, Tooth missing everything, they would have then gone and done more just to push it even further.
But Theory, theory. I think Niji and Nanji, those little pussy boys. I think they like. You see how you got big brothers, right? And your big brothers is tough guys in front of you, right? And then when they go outside, they average people. I think that's what the brothers are. They all hot talk. Like they the man when they got their homies around, but when they go to real niggas, they like quiet up, put their hands in their pocket.
I can see that.
Well, what happened though? I forget which brother it was, but he wanted to do something. Like, yo, Luffy would have beat him up. So Sanji's like, nah, I got it.
It was Yonji was trying to get it.
What is Yonji gonna do?
Who's gonna get washed?
One shot.
And then stuff would have turned up though, because if Luffy would have did something, it's like Judge would have probably wanted to do something to other brothers, and it would have got more serious. So Sanji was like, "Nah, I got it." So you know what? It could have been that too. That's probably why Sanji wasn't holding back, because if he played around, one of his other brothers would have probably interfered, and it would have turned into something bigger.
Yeah, maybe.
Yeah.
I mean, I suppose so.
Oh yeah.
Wait, so you're saying
some people ask me for a rating. I gave it an 8.5 on Twitter.
Yo, and then I'm proud of Luffy though, because when Sanji was like, yo, I never thought you could be the pirate. I thought Luffy was gonna be like, what? What you said? Gear forth.
I have a question, by the way, for all of you guys. Do you guys remember if Luffy has ever stated that he cannot become Pirate King with somebody? Because I know he said like, oh, I need you on my crew for this, or I want you on my crew, or I need this kind of person to do this role. But I don't think he's ever stated like, I can't or I won't become Pirate King without you. Like,
yeah,
straight up.
He told Zoro something that I need you, so I can become the Pirate King, but that's not really the same thing.
Whoa! Don't disrespect the first. Don't ever do that. Not while I'm in here. Don't ever disrespect Zoro.
Yo, that's no disrespect. I'll tear Zoro apart in this
He
thing.
pled his loyalty.
Yeah, he's never blatantly come out and said that. Like,
so guys, from my opinion that I've just like let you hear, I don't see how that can be considered robotic.
Robotic?
Yeah, apparently I'm a robot.
Yeah, because they said if you didn't cry, you're a robot. Or at least
but even that though, like just because some people cry doesn't mean everybody gotta cry. Yeah. So that's a crazy thing to say.
We're an army.
Cry. It's just necessary. Like I'm talking like get emotional over that.
Somebody
Rago, did you cry in your stream?
I didn't cry. No. I mean,
somebody with infinite self.
If you're reading or watching One Piece, you have to show emotion.
I guess
I thought I saw a tear.
Sometimes, man.
I thought I saw a tear on Brock's face.
I have to cry. I have to cry for One Piece chapter episode.
Rago wasn't crying, but he was getting emotional.
It was an emotional chapter, man. It was an emotional chapter. Like
I feel you.
The interaction with Sanji and Luffy, because he was like seeing him hit Luffy and knowing how beat up Luffy was, and Luffy not doing anything. It's like, damn,
for real.
That was crazy. That was crazy.
What hurts even more is when
who asked that question? Who asked that question?
That's what question.
The whole crying part?
I did. Did you cry, Frank?
Yeah, I did.
That's good. I did too, man.
I got turned up, not actually cried. Like in my head, I'm like, fuck, what?
I'm saying it put you in a field chair.
This might offend some One Piece fans as well. Like, because I love One Piece, my favorite series. But like the Ace, when Ace died, I didn't cry. I was very upset, and I was very, very, very angry, but I didn't cry.
When Ace died, I didn't cry at that moment, but when when Garp went back home.
Oh, to Don.
Oh, that moment was like, damn.
Yeah,
I cried twice.
When Ace died,
I watched it twice.
It was more like I couldn't believe it. You know, you couldn't believe how Ace died. You know.
Yeah.
And then the next episode, Ace dies. Oh shit!
We get the flashback. All of them.
Man. It was tragic. It's like one of the most impactful things.
We got the ASL flashback after that too. Like,
yo, I'm telling you right now, y'all better cry with the Fisher Tiger, yo. Fisher Tiger death scene. That's when I was shedding tears. I'm not gonna lie.
Another one that got me like kind of close was Brooks like full flashback. Like,
yeah.
Oh my god,
that is so deep. Oh my god.
Robin's moment gave me chills too when she said, "I want to live."
Yeah.
Screamed that finally. That was like, oh man, damn.
Yeah. Don't forget my nipples got tender.
Don't forget Usopp versus.
Yeah. So what happened in the latest chapter? I didn't cry, but you know that sad music of One Piece where it'd be like,
You know what's the underrated moment? You know what's the underrated moment when Luffy's carrying Sanji, Nami to like up to the Drum Kingdom.
Up the mountain.
That, he's bleeding.
Oh my
Yo, I remember
god!
that so clearly. Like,
and his hands were like frozen and shit.
Like Chopper's looking at him, and Katsukure's looking at him like, oh shit.
To be
I
honest,
remember when he like picked up the
I remember
rabbit
that.
too. The baby.
to be
rabbit
honest,
out of the pool.
that entire arc is full of like really impactful moments.
Oh,
like,
yeah.
like Chopper's flashback
Yeah, Chopper's
with
flashback with
Dr. Hirulu.
Yeah.
nice.
Oh,
Since
the
we're
thing
talking
with
about
Chopper, he's an
Since we're
animal.
talking about flashbacks, you know what I find interesting? The only Straw Hat that's not revealed their backstory or past to the whole crew
Brooke.
has been Zoro. No, it's been Zoro. No, Brooke explained his.
No,
his
he
story.
explained it.
Yeah, no, Zoro didn't explain anything.
No. I'm saying Brooke did.
Yeah, Brooke did.
Yo, you know
What
what's oh yeah, never mind. My bad.
It's so amazing that Zoro is the only Straw Hat left that has not explained his backstory to the crew. So that's some Wano Kingdom shit. That's gonna be epic.
Yeah, I was just about to say that.
Yeah,
But when you look at Zoro, you don't think of him as like an emotional kind of guy too. So it's like he's got the best for last.
Nah, Zoro used to be emotional,
When
but
Zoro
he
cried,
became a robot post time.
Yeah, post time skip, he's a robot.
Yeah,
When
he's more
Zoro
like.
cried, I cried.
Zoro's Fury too, man.
I mean, post time skip, he's more like relying on like fate and like what happens is meant to happen and like. But the thing is, Zoro's viewing the new world as like we have to step it up.
Bro,
Like,
he signed his soul to the devil. I swear.
Oh my God. I can't wait.
I think he just like he did some Mihawk training, like learning how to be an emotionless bastard.
I can't wait for Nami to tell Zoro what happened on the island. Let's see what Zoro do to Sanji.
Yeah, this is what I'm saying. Like, I think it'd be good if Zoro starts losing faith ever so slightly in Luffy's leadership, because Luffy in the New World has let so much stuff happen to the crew. Like, yeah, you have to expect, the New World's crazy, but his judgment has been kind of bad in areas.
I mean, Zoro checked him on Punk Hazard, and he's like, "Yo,
Yes.
come on, bro, you got to step
But
up."
Zoro's not here this chapter or this arc, so it's gonna be kind of. He's not gonna. I don't know if he's gonna have anyone to do that for.
I don't know if anybody's gonna mention it to Zoro even after they get back. I don't know if
I agree with.
Yeah, but you see Zoro, how he's like, he respects Luffy to that point. Like, it's like Fishman Island, he's like, yo, I expect you to have this Congress Act. Then you have Punk Hazard, yo, what are you doing, Luffy? What the hell is this shit? You losing Caesar. Then Dressrosa, he's like, yo, Pika, you're not even worthy of my captain, yo. You can't even come to my captain. Get the hell out of here, Like,
that's why it's like, if that whole Sanji thing beating up on Luffy, it's like, man, I can't help but think about what would Zoro do if he was there? Would he just sit back and let it happen?
Oh my God!
They're fighting. They're fighting. They're definitely fighting.
Nah, Zoro wouldn't. See, here's the thing. Zoro wouldn't do nothing. Like, I definitely agree with.
I don't know about that, man. I don't know.
Check this out. I agree that like if Luffy.
You see the whole situation between Usopp, Zoro, and Luffy. Remember that situation over there?
Yeah.
Zoro looks like he doesn't want people disrespecting Luffy, because then it's kind of like he's the guy under Luffy, So you're disrespecting the captain, like.
No, I know, but the Usopp thing, right? And this Sanji thing is different because Luffy actually fought Usopp back with Sanji. He didn't even hit him back.
They were. Wait, I got this.
No,
Zoro would have done something, but if Luffy said like, "Stay out of this,"
that's the
Zoro
thing.
would have had to listen.
So Luffy, and we know Luffy would have been like Luffy would have been like Zoro, like stay out of it.
But here's the thing, though: if Zoro's there, more than likely the whole crew's there. Zoro be like, you trust in yourself more than the whole crew. We all came here to save you, and you want to do this. I think Zoro would definitely step up if the whole crew
off with his head.
I don't think Zoro would.
Zoro would have been kind of angry, but I don't think he'd be like, "Oh,
I think y'all misunderstanding his character. Y'all making it something like
no. Wait, let Mac talk, and then after Mac's done talking, let me go.
Okay.
What I was gonna say is that's why I'm saying the whole Luffy Sanji thing was perfect, because like Luffy like knew like this guy was hurting you, like he was taking the kicks and shit, like he knew like what Sanji was feeling, like that's what he sees Sanji break down and start crying,
Yeah,
just throwing out the tears.
He could feel it. He could feel that side. I mean, but
that's why Nami was in a whole different situation. Nami couldn't understand because Luffy actually is feeling like actually him going at him.
Nami was actually like a whole different character. But thank you, bro.
Thank you. I feel like I failed to get that point across to so many people.
Yeah.
Another thing too with the Zoro and Sanji beef thing, it's more funny than serious. Like, it's never that serious. It's always like in a funny joke way. Like right now with something serious, Zoro wouldn't do nothing to Sanji.
Oh, there have been serious moments. Remember in Alabasta when like Luffy was fighting Crocodile. And Zoro's kind of nervous, and Sanji's like, "Wait, you're scared Luffy's gonna lose?" And they got in the whole fight after that, the whole situation.
I do think eventually we get a serious Zoro versus Sanji fight.
Maybe.
Yeah,
it's gonna happen.
It's gonna happen.
It's gonna
I
happen.
think after Wano, it has to be.
It's gonna be something serious where it's like, all right, Luffy may have to step in or something.
Yeah, we've seen
That's
that.
what I
Well,
was
the thing
looking
is,
at.
you've seen that with the relationship between Zoro and Sanji, like even though they fight all the time, you know his niggas love each other. You know, it's like
Yeah.
you know,
They're like brothers, you know. Like,
Exactly.
I remember
It's a
it was
It's a difference if you hitting the OG though. Luffy's the OG. Zoro got to represent the OG, and Sanji he did that behind Zoro's back. It's going to be a
he said behind Zoro's back.
Hey, guys, hold
Oh
on.
yeah, like it was when
Wait, hold on, Fan Talk. What you gotta say? What you gotta say?
You know, somebody said that the whole Luffy and Zoro thing. Luffy's been he's been a little shaky in the New World, but that's where I disagree because there was one moment in Dressrosa where Zoro and Luffy together they were fucking around with Pika. They were both laughing. So this whole yeah, it was a funny moment. This whole idea that Luffy's just goofing around, Zoro's also goofing around too. And when I actually rewatched the Zoro speech to Luffy, Zoro specifically is talking about if anybody in the crew disrespects you for whatever reason, then I'm out. Right? He said that, and he's not a hypocritical person. The situation with Usopp, he was being a douchebag, to be honest.
Yeah.
Where's Sanji?
that was tricky though because like I understood Usopp's point of view. Is at the same time he cared about the ship more than anybody. So that's kind of tricky.
But we understand Sanji's point of view is just the same way though.
Yeah. Usopp's point was kind of putting the whole crew at a.
If you think about it, actually, Sanji is more in the right than Usopp was.
Oh,
I feel like I'm on Luffy's.
Usopp
versus Luffy.
Usopp was wrong. Period.
Yeah, wrong. Period.
Well, there's a little more to Usopp because Usopp was right to like a little degree in the fact that they didn't fill him in on everything.
The thing is,
you couldn't put it that way because Usopp was.
No, they didn't fill him in on everything.
But the thing is, though, Luffy had to make that decision. Like, okay, I have to.
Let me go read and I'll show you what they didn't tell him.
Another thing with Sanji is that if he does anything, they might kill Zeph, so he really can't do nothing.
Yeah, and also the whole thing.
And the crew.
And you won't be able to cook too even.
Yeah, they might blow up his entire hand. So
Sanji has to do this at this point.
All right, so hold on. My bad.
If Luffy finds this out anytime soon, it's gonna be pretty bad.
Oh, but check this out. Like at the same time, in a way though, like I get what you're saying with the disrespect, but Luffy actually handled this situation pretty good because at the same time, any other course of action, Zeph is gonna die or something else is gonna happen. So it's kind of best what he did for the moment.
Yeah.
And he even said it himself, like, this hurts you more than it hurt me. Like, I know.
Yeah.
Nami
You're not fooling nobody.
The thing is, though,
right now is basically the Zoro of Whole Cake Island.
Like, people can understand. Sanji turned down a female to go back to the strategy. Like, he's like, I don't give a shit about putting it. I'm trying to go back to my crew,
Yep.
That's true.
So, like,
It's
a Zeph thing. It's the handcuff thing. Those are the big things about Sanji.
The Zeph thing is bothering me a bit, though, because I'm like, how long is Zeph going to be a crutch? Like, how long is it going to be like? All right,
well, I'm telling you right now. I saw.
That's messed up.
But that's his father, though. You can't do it that way.
You're
Zeph is
a
his
pirate.
father.
You're a pirate.
You have to read back that chapter with him starving. They're starving you. He gave Sanji all his food.
He gave him his leg. He gave him his leg.
Okay.
Pretty much.
The thing is, though, you have to expect this, though. Don't you expect this? You're a pirate.
Nah.
He was a kid. He was a kid at that time.
He don't hit girls.
No. Look, Brago.
He don't hit girls all because of Zeph.
Sanji was a complete stranger to Zeph, and he literally gave him like a month's worth of food, and didn't like he ate his foot. Like Sanji's not gonna be like, oh, he's nothing. Like he's
exactly. And guess when he did that? He did that after his father was a douchebag. His father was a complete asshole. So you gotta put all that in context.
I understand the relationship, but at what point, like, it's going to happen every time? Like, okay, say,
Zeph can't just die though.
Let me ask you.
Oh, you're trying to say wait, are you trying to say like, what, are they gonna bring up Zeph in the future, something like that?
What I'm saying is like,
but
okay,
compared to Big Mom though,
it happens this time, right? Zeph,
yeah,
they're saying they're threatening him with Zeph, right?
Yes.
Someone gets a hold of this information. And it's like, is that the only weakness of Sanji? Like, okay, we just got to kidnap this guy or kill this guy. It's just like, I don't know. It's like, I mean,
I feel like,
wait, Wait. Who here believes that Zeph is on the island?
I mean,
Nah,
Zeph
not
could be
okay.
dead already. I wouldn't be surprised if he's dead
No,
already.
he's not on the island. No.
He's on the same place.
Isn't it confirmed? Isn't it confirmed that he's still in front at the bar too, right? Because the whole
Yeah.
Wait, guys. Somebody made a theory in my comment section. You know how supposedly Lucky Roo is at Whole Cake Island? There's also another theory that Lucky Roo has this time Del fruit, and if he's on the island, yeah, it's a really weird comic, but it's kind of epic when you think about it. Lucky Roo's gonna help Luffy and Sanji. Sanji skywalks all the way back to East Blue. What do you guys think about that?
That's
Wait,
I don't
he's gonna
agree.
skywalk all the way back to.
Now, come on, Skywalk, like come on.
I wouldn't say
give him credit
Roo.
for it. The Skywalk is probably the only way for him to get out of
Lucky
if he went there himself.
Yo, fan talk. I wouldn't say Lucky Roo was going to help Luffy because if that would have been the case, he would have helped him out moving forward. I can't say that. You can't.
That's messed up.
No, Luffy was not unconscious.
I think the biggest thing is it comes to is the Tea Party. Who's gonna be the invites to the Tea Party? Yo, people have been saying Gin, from the East Blue. Remember Gin?
Yeah.
Saying Gin might be there. I
want to see Gin.
Gin versus Smoothie confirmed.
So wait. If Luffy is gonna like just stay on that spot, right? There's gonna be commanders coming at him, bro.
Lucky Roo.
Big Mom's
he
gonna
can
come at
cracker.
him. Big Mom's gonna come at him.
Big Mom's gonna flip out.
Yo,
The Lucky Roo thing is that
I'm waiting for Jinbei to save Peckham shit, yo, and those niggas gotta rile the troops. Some shit.
Jinbei Peckham's a lad, you guys. Yeah,
it's all.
Lucky Roo is like 3rd division commander, so he wouldn't have no hacks time double fruit like that. He's only 3rd in command. At the height.
We can assume that Cracker's 3rd in command. Look how Cracker was doing.
But not no time. Come on, yo. Time is some Itachi's.
Yeah, Biscuit Devil Fruit isn't exactly hacks. Cracker just made it hacks.
Yeah, neither was Dopey Stream.
Honestly, be hacks if you're just creative enough. Oda has proved this, right?
Yeah.
But a time is
Luffy's
something.
fruit.
Yeah,
Like, he's just made out of rubber, and like he's making so much out of it.
Yeah, but if your Devil Fruit is more hacks than it should be, right?
Yo, look at Roo.
You're gonna be more
What if he
How that
just
look
has
if Shanks has no double fruit?
What if he just has a
hold on? How that looks if Shanks has no double fruit and Lucky Roo got the time fruit? Come on.
What if he just has a fruit that's based
I'm not
on?
gonna lie. I don't think any of Shanks' crew has a Devil Fruit right now.
That's what I'm thinking.
Nah.
I look at them and
I
I'm
think
just like,
some of them definitely have Devil Fruits. I think.
You have to.
I think maybe
Some of them
Rockstar might have one because remember Rockstar? You guys remember him? I think he might have.
He looks like a monster though. I don't even think he has one.
Rockstar got the fireworks devil fruit.
Oh, fireworks.
Yeah,
Why you say fireworks?
his name's Rockstar.
Oh, all right. So hold on. All right. So this is what I'm saying. Like I didn't cry when I was reading the chapter, but this music was in my head. Hold on.
Okay.
Yeah, I just reread
This joint.
the Usopp.
Yeah. Oh my
It's
god.
I don't know. I think it'll be the a bit slow.
I was thinking of another music. To be
Yeah, I was thinking of another one.
I was thinking of a different one as well.
Nah, but this like
Wait, Ty,
like Sanji. That's the music. Right?
It's always the same music they put up for a sad backstory. So
Luffy, I never believed you would be Pirate King. I had that music in my head.
You're gonna get
what's
copyright for the stream, yo.
Don Braga's going down the Braga DA stuff. Take him down.
I just read the Usopp fight and
going down too because of Taekwondo.
When after this gets a copyright, we're moving to Taekwon's channel, yo.
Yeah, we moving the time.
Yo, my channel about to not exist. I got a copyright strike. So I gotta chill out.
Wait, I thought you got it last week that you said it was gonna be over.
No, I won that one, but now cause check this out. I put out a new video. It said it was good.
Yo, the time
it got over 1,000 views, and then they just took it down for copyright strikes. on my other videos, though, they'll tell me from the start, like at this area and this area, we found match content, and I would fight it. But
it's random, bro. They can just take your video down anytime.
Yeah, it doesn't matter. They just do whatever they want.
Yeah, I reread the Usopp and Luffy argument on the Going Merry about getting rid of Merry. Yeah, man, like Luffy and the whole crew, they didn't really explain to Usopp the full situation. They just kind of said, the shipwrights say the ship ain't going to be fixed. We're changing ship. And then they never filled in Usopp on anything else.
Yeah, but if you remember, theory,
Wait,
Usopp knew
Terry,
all of that already.
how
Usopp,
is that not telling him that what the problem is? If you give him just a simple answer, it's not gonna work when she can't say it.
Usopp's arguments were
No,
that.
but Usopp later
Wait,
admitted that he knew that Ship Mary was
yeah,
not working.
yeah, he
wait,
said
wait,
he knew
wait,
all of that already.
wait. Usopp's arguments against them was like he asked them, "Is it because I obviously lost the money?" And they rejected it. I said no, and then he was
Yeah,
like, then what? Why is it? And then they got into the argument. They started getting petty about, do you care about the ship, this and that. And then also by the end of it, it comes down to him believing that they think he's useless and that the
yeah.
ship's useless.
Usopp got in his feelings because he lost the money like a cornball. And then after all of that was over, he told Frankie that he knew the ship was done. It was destroyed already. He knew all of that already. He just felt, that
It's
everybody
married.
that he didn't
Like,
him.
I think there's a line there where he's like, the straw hats that I know, to the rise of a marketing shipwright, they would believe in the hardiness of the ship and that it could persevere through it, which is true. The straw hats have always been that way. So for them to suddenly change on him like that, he's like, this isn't who I signed up with.
Well, that was progression on the Straw Hats and Usopp.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah. So it's like when I must admit when Luffy said some of the things, I was like, Luffy? Like I didn't.
Even I think Sanji even had
Yeah,
to say
Sanji.
like
Sanji
Usopp was
kicked
like,
him, right?
Sanji kicked the shit out of him.
Like I think Usopp said to him like, no, not because Luffy essentially said, I'm not changing my mind no matter what. And then Usopp was like, not everyone can be so single-minded and cold-blooded as you, Luffy. And he was like, if you don't like it, you can leave. And then Sanji
kicked
the fuck out of him.
Yeah, but then
he's like,
Luffy
what did you
apologized.
say?
Doesn't Luffy apologize? Actually, like,
Yeah, he does. He does.
But Usopp was still mad.
But even though Luffy apologizes, Usopp took it as like this was the moment he was waiting for to get rid of me. This was the excuse he needed. He thought he saw it like that.
Usopp was still
that's
mad.
What Usopp thought. Yeah, that's what Usopp.
But I feel like it was just a situation of both guys and their emotions. You know, they just had emotions.
But then remember,
Luffy.
Usopp still
Not Luffy.
Remember Kaya?
Luffy was in emotion with Usopp too in itself when it comes to the argument.
Yeah.
That's why
Luffy's the captain.
flipped up.
He could be in his feelings. Luffy's the captain. He could do
I'm
just that's the thing though. Like Luffy lost the ship too. Like it was his ship. He's the captain of that ship. So
like I think he said to Usopp like, you're not the only one that cares about this ship.
Right.
Usopp.
Exactly.
But Usopp was more emotionally invested. Like the whole Kaya thing. It's like
Usopp was building the ship. Usopp Skypiea. He's the one who saw the Klabara man.
So it's like he was more emotionally invested. So he wasn't really.
That was kind of spooky how I said that, huh? Klabara man.
Bay shit.
I do.
Legend Matt's got that Google Translate on hand.
Yeah.
I can't question this.
It was kind of like they kind of told him like, yo, this got to happen, bro. Like it's just what it is. And Usopp, he just couldn't see it that way.
In the end, he did prove them wrong with the fact that Going Merry came all the way to Ennie's lobby to come pick him up.
Yeah.
But
the ship had hockey in it.
But I feel like Luffy finally did what everybody wanted. Everybody was waiting for. He made a decision and he stuck to it. He was like really firm as a captain. And it's
he didn't listen. He didn't listen.
I think it was a crucial moment for the Straw Hats. And then of course that fight was one of the best fights.
I think another thing as well is like I was in terms of this chapter, I think it might escalate to that point. But I was expecting this instance of the Sanji versus Luffy to be like that, like a build-up of emotions and like really like vital points of the story. But that might happen.
But it did build up on vital points because
but nowhere near in the same way.
At the Usopp part, like the Usopp one with the ship, that was like that intense.
People
Sanji just kicked Luffy out of nowhere.
People get mad when I say this, but I'm not gonna lie. When I see the Straw Hat Pirates, I see Luffy and Usopp like best friends. I see the story. People get mad when I say this, but it's this is how I see them as best friends. You know?
No, that's true. Like Usopp might not be the fighter, but Luffy likes all his jokes.
Yeah.
Like I said this last time, and someone's like, "You shut your dumb ass up, yo,
bro."
He's like, you're right. There's many moments. There's many moments.
The other reason why I like this chapter a lot is that like I'm thinking and stuff. Check this out. If Luffy's not gonna move, you know how much trouble he'll be in. Like
that's what I'm saying.
He's
gonna be in trouble.
I don't like
the city is already in an alert state. So if he's just gonna stay there, like if Sanji doesn't do nothing right now, it's a wrap for Luffy.
And both commanders are right there.
If he just stands there.
Ty, remember that I had an argument about your fantasy moments? I think your fantasy mode will come true where Luffy's gonna be crushing people's minds with King Cochran's hockey. Everybody will come near him. That's Luffy.
Well, the
Cochran's
thing
hockey,
is, no,
mind crush.
two commanders are right there. Right?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like,
So it's
But
like
what Ty is arguing? What
And
Ty is
Bobbins.
arguing is since everyone's on high alert, right? And Luffy told Sanji, "I'm just gonna sit here." It's a dangerous situation, and Ty is saying that if the commanders show up, Sanji can't just sit there, but he will. Ty. That's how the plot's gonna progress.
Can I just add in something real quick?
no, but that makes it interesting though. Like whatever happens, just like this, we on a Yonko's territory. It's an alert state. This is not the time to just sit there. You can't really do
But
that.
I can see how it's gonna go down already. They're gonna turn up. Luffy's pretty stubborn. He's gonna get captured.
It'll be funny though. Imagine that guy comes. Remember that guy that was like, "Who did this to Cracker? I'll swear I'll get him." Imagine he comes.
That's probably weak, to be honest.
Who wanted to add something?
That was me. The alert. Do you guys think that's for Big Mom going crazy, or do you guys think that's for just because there's someone on the island that's
for Big Mom going crazy,
Big Mom, bro.
That's probably no.
She's gonna go crazy, man.
Because
Like,
Cracker got
the fact that Uruj took out one of her captains, she got crazy. She went after her.
Exactly. That's what people were speculating.
I think she does that once in a while.
You know it twice within.
Yo, what would you do if, like, next chapter you just see like
she asked for a Cracker twice,
bro.
Yeah, we're gonna see them, bro.
I think she
and Luffy does some conquer shit.
Like, do you remember that scene from Dressrosa, right, where Robin and Usopp are underground, and like Robin's doing some sneaky stuff, and Trable notices, and he like does that massive like jump, like all the way across the entire underground thing. Or if Big Mom like just jumps across the entire island, like lands in front of him, like even
What if next chapter, right, we see this random guy pops up and is like, "Are you Straw Hat Luffy?" Then he attacks Luffy. Luffy goes to Gear 4 and he one shots Gear 4.
Wow.
It's like, are you playing around?
Wow.
To be honest, I wouldn't like that one.
It was like Commander Smoothly steps on the battlefield.
Luffy just called
2 billion berry bounty.
2 billion. Yeah, 2 billion. I mean, but people are gonna say, "Well, Luffy wasn't 100%."
Well,
he wasn't 100% though.
I mean, he's not.
Luffy's not 100%.
He's kind of exhausted right now.
Yeah, he is. That's what I'm saying. It's like that's kind of in there, so you can't really tell. But that would be crazy. But I think
and he's hungry. He's hungry. He only had carbohydrates.
Tooth back.
So he needs some protein. He only had carbohydrates lately, so he needs some protein.
To be honest, like I think Luffy kind of has an advantage if they have like food-related abilities. Luffy has an advantage over all the commanders.
That's true.
Yeah, he's gonna drink all the water and shit.
Well, if Smoothie is going to operate like a Logia,
I don't think it's going to be a Logia though, because aren't Logias like natural?
Yeah. No, there's other Logias in One Piece movies where basically they're like.
Yeah, but those are not canon though.
They may not be canon, but Oda can basically create Logias out of nothing, basically.
Like I think with Cracker he got lucky, but I can't see him getting lucky with another sweet command because then it's like they just turn into jokes. Like imagine if they do bring what's Smoothie? He's number 2 or number 1?
But they didn't.
We don't know. We don't know.
Oh,
yo, Wapol Solo's Cracker, man.
But imagine if Smoothie's number 2 because number 2 is still powerful. So imagine he's like, sweet commander Smoothie, and Luffy's like, wow, you're a Smoothie, and he's just drinking them. That's crazy.
I think he's called Smoothie because he got blender hands.
Blender hands?
Blender?
Nah, he gotta be.
I heard a blender in his pocket.
Like a blender.
You guys are sleeping on potato starch, man. Don't sleep on that, dude.
Yeah, don't sleep
on potato starch. I mean,
honestly, that's kind of lame, yo.
You know what? Potato starch.
You guys are rated.
That hunger strike dialogue was bullshit to me because I've seen Luffy eat food that wasn't made by Sanji a lot of times.
Pharaoh. Why do you think potato starch is lame? What do you think it's lame for?
The name, bro. Like, what are you gonna do with a potato? At least water, like what was it? Smoothie, like that can like if
you can make crisps, you can make fries.
Yeah,
you can
he
make
probably
chips.
got crazy hockey. His hockey's probably stupid.
Yeah. All the commanders probably have like crazy ornament hockey and all that.
Yeah, I don't think another commander gets defeated here, though.
Nah, I don't think so.
Me either. Me as well. I don't believe that.
I think just like maybe someone from Germa will get defeated, or maybe that guy that said he's gonna beat Luffy up, maybe Luffy just beats him up, and then that's it.
I do think Luffy, if he sticks to what he's doing, he should get captured unless somebody crazy jumps in.
I think Nami's gonna have a massive spotlight this arc. I think this is more. I think this more revolves around her and like the kind of stuff that she has.
Nami felt like a different character this past chapter too.
This chapter though, yeah, I didn't like her character.
She felt like a different character. She kind of revolved like a Sakura, like.
Exactly. Hey, oh my god! Yeah, stop right there because you're gonna trigger me.
Like I was like, come on.
I don't like this Nami hate.
Yeah, I mean the thing is, I was just surprised. I expected her to like smack some. I mean, she did smack him, but it was kind of like a smack, like all right, I'm gonna leave.
Like Mac, I love Nami. She's a very great character. But this chapter, like,
don't forget, she took off the coon. She took off the Sanji coon. So
you may hate her in this chapter, but I bet Oda's gonna pull some bullshit when she said she already knew about it.
Like I guess we're thinking, what if Nami slapped off Sanji's mask? He just sees his face.
I thought that was gonna happen. I actually thought that was gonna happen.
Maybe that mask thing is gonna
maybe that's why Sanji was crying because he's actually like, he was actually
because they're paying for the mask.
That's the real reason. He doesn't care about Luffy at all.
Just debunked Oda.
They said Nami was the beast.
Her dialogue was kind of cringy too, not gonna lie.
Which one?
Dialogue?
The one where she was like speaking all posh, like.
Yeah, she was using like his proper talks against him.
Yeah, I didn't like.
Yeah, Lord
Sanji had an official translation.
I'll be honest here. Yeah, I'm waiting for Monday to see if there's any differences between the
Viz manga.
I doubt it.
No, Viz.
It's always different.
It was just like, I don't know, like the only word I can use is like it was over dramatized in my eyes. It was just like it was too much.
But Nami said like, "Oh, we're gonna walk away." Some bullshit. I was like, "All right, Nami."
Yeah, she was
like, "Stop, Sanji, you win." I was like,
That's when Sanji did the concast.
Yeah, the concast. That shit was crazy. Like,
yeah, bro. Like he passed out after that, but he woke up after.
When I saw it getting set up, when he was like Skywalk, I was like, "Shit, it's coming."
Yeah.
That was like, yo, this shit's gonna look crazy good animated too. And
yeah, well,
that better be.
Man, that's gonna be crazy. Man.
Hopefully it's gonna.
Because I wonder if they extended a little bit to show like some more like.
They give Sanji like enough steps to get to East Blue.
You know, I do see them going into like a full flashback with it too, like showing like because Sanji was kind of flashbacking while he was doing it. I see them like.
Yeah, probably give like 2-3 minutes, like flashback.
Sure, in the anime, showing like Luffy, the whole scene with Luffy telling him to join the crew.
Yeah, but I wouldn't mind Cracker versus Luffy if they extended that, bro.
Oh, they need to extend that.
They won't do it.
Do some more of that.
Yeah, it was 11 hours.
They'll do little tiny bits, but they won't do anything special.
I mean, typically they do. Like, the Doflamingo Smoker fight was.
Like if you look at Jack and the Minx, they did that. So.
they gave Smoker some clout with that anime fight.
They made it look like Smoker had a chance in that. They're like,
manga's like one slap, you're done. We're done. Yeah, we're done.
The Virgo versus Smoker fight was extended as well.
Yeah, it was the same. Yeah. It made Virgo look overpowered as fuck in the anime, yo.
Like, see, and that's why I was disappointed with Sanji. Just like Virgo, he didn't break.
Oh no!
Oh man!
After party, we're gonna get back to
that. He cracked Sanji's chin. That shows like the difference in power.
I don't know how this happens. Like we go from the new chapter to Sanji versus Virgo all the time.
They always fall.
It's a gradual process.
They always fall.
It's like a I don't understand.
It's because we bring up some.
I'm pretty tired, dude. Elio, you'll be happy. First space on my back at this one. Virgo lie.
I feel like this is something like 10 years from now. They're still gonna be debated. Virgo versus Sanji.
Oh, yo, Mac. I was rechecking that out, right? So check this out. Remember, you it don't gotta turn into because it doesn't matter what the outcome is, whatever. I'm just trying to say that. Remember, you said Dofi said, "I know about your abilities. You can't cut through Virgo's hockey," or something like that, right? Mm-hmm. That's not exactly what Dofi said. What Dofi did say, though, he was like, I know about your cutting abilities. Virgo has speed. He has hockey. He has power. You can't cut Virgo, meaning that like. Virgo's so fast and stuff. And
when I said that, I read it straight off the Viz translation. So I'll read it again. You don't have to read it again because I went on the.
But what Dolphy was saying though, he was trying to say it that like Virgo's so skilled, you wouldn't even cut him in the first place. And then when you relook at that scene, Virgo comes at him with the quickness, and out of nowhere, Law actually does a quick slash, like out of nowhere.
Yeah, but Ty, you use the anime to defend a lot of your points, and it's not reliable.
Yeah. Can I give you an opinion on a new chapter? I think that Nami is going to tell all the trees to cover Luffy to hide him for people that's going to be looking for him real soon.
I'm pretty sure observation haki fixes that.
Yeah.
You think everybody have observation haki?
A lot of people.
Most likely the commanders do.
Yes.
Yeah, the commanders should. I mean, if it's a bunch of random trees.
And we know the mid tiers have like armament haki. You know?
Not even that. Like the people on Big Mom's crew know what this is using, what it is. For them to just be randomly in the field is a little bit like, what you guys doing there?
When we see more of the crew, we're gonna start to understand. Because the end of story Straw Pirates is gonna be stronger than Big Mom Pirates right now, but it's gonna be like Yonko's and then it's Pirate King crew. You know, at the end of story. You know.
Yeah.
Like, we can get an understanding of what are things to be doing.
But I think it's going to be a moment to show us the separation there. It has to be that. I mean, Cracker already showed us that he's super powerful, but there's going to be something else that's like, okay.
Yeah, because think about it. If Cracker is I'm gonna say this: if Cracker is the weakest commander, and there's two other ones that are stronger than him, that's gonna be scary. Because I'm not gonna lie, I think Cracker is stronger than Luffy. Some people disagree with me.
Of course he is.
But hold up. But yeah, ideally,
you think Cracker was overhyped? With that ability he had, we basically killed the homies. Like, he didn't even use that. You used it once.
Hold on. What's the weakest though? You can't say like weakest or strongest, but everybody have a weakness to their devil fruit. Crocodile's got his found it out though. Like the same thing with Crocodile. Everybody knows Crocodile was God.
Weak when you're describing Yonko commanders, because Yonko commanders aren't necessarily weak. They're all strong in their own right, but you just
they're all roughly around the same level. But I guess
that's common sense. Right? That's common sense.
It's just that his ranks. Like common sense. Like it's probably like Marco, Jozu, Vista. Like it's different like ranks among them. That's all we're trying to say was that he was the weakest one over there. That Smoothie and the other one is probably stronger.
The fact that I said
everybody have a weakness though. That's what I meant. Everybody have a weakness.
Yeah, definitely. There's always something.
I think, but it's still. I don't think the ones that are overall stronger than other people. Like if like they would win more matches, like against more people.
Well, I hear the thing. I think his ability is just the easiest to figure out. Like as far as like something to kind of cancel it out. I think.
This is my question. I have another question to you guys. When it comes to Cracker and Snack, do you think there's a considerable difference in strength, or are they actually relatively the same?
They should be like I think all the commanders.
Yeah,
pretty close.
I thought the people said like there should be at least a gap between Snack and Cracker.
If we're gonna like. No, because that's just people sleeping on Aruj. Aruj is a monster.
So if Aruj, I mean, if Aruj defeated,
I want to say
wouldn't that lead you to think that Arujo might be the number one?
If he did
generation member,
no.
If he did it without gimmicks, like Luffy had help, right? He had help to defeat Cracker. If Aruj did it,
but hold on, what's help? Like define help from because it's hurting me to hear y'all sleep on Luffy like he didn't beat Cracker.
All I need to tell you is like reread the chapter where Cracker gets defeated. All the help is evident.
But hold on.
I'll define help for you. 11 hours back and forth, running away, eating food, and then coming back. Eating food because of Nami, so he ate a lot of food because of Nami. And then homies are manipulating the whole territory to protect him because of Nami's back.
But the fight,
he wouldn't even be able to eat the biscuits if Nami didn't moisten them.
And then the final,
that's like saying Luffy going water Luffy to hurt Crocodile. If the water wasn't there, Luffy would never won.
No. Water is different.
He found his weakness out. His weakness is water.
Yeah, but Luffy wouldn't have been able to do it without.
No. If Luffy himself was making their biscuits soft, then I would have said, okay, yeah, Luffy did his work.
Definitely, totally.
Yeah. Right. Also, I do want to say this that Luffy. I thought Crocodile was at that time. I still thought he was
So Nami making rain is helping Luffy fight. I can't see
it. Fifth son, come on.
Fifth son, look, Luffy can't make his own rain. So yes,
say goodbye to Tank Man.
But Luffy,
tell Nami to say goodbye to Tank Man.
Yeah, Nami nerfed Cracker so much.
Listen.
All Luffy had to do is go to the water, suck him some water, and throw it on Cracker.
Guess what, Fifth son? if Luffy was on his own and his Gear 4 time runs out and he's on the floor crying, there's no time to do that.
Yeah, and then another thing to keep in mind, right, about the situation that happened, if Cracker had Mr. Number 3's fruit, the wax one, Luffy would have never been able to eat it and he would have been lost. So it's that to think about too. That was a convenient fight for Luffy, that he could eat the biscuits.
I don't know.
So hold up. So hold up. So to me, in the fight, is a man and a woman or whatever, 1 versus 1, right? When did Nami put her fist on Cracker?
Yo, you being mad biased right now.
No, I'm not.
Yes, you are.
Her rain is an extension of her powers, so it's like
Luffy putting water on Crocodile, was that cheating?
No,
he did it himself.
So how is artificial rain?
We're not cheating. Help. Another person is helping.
No, wait. Let me speak. If Luffy did exactly the same technique he did against Crocodile, he swallowed all the water, and it was him using the water. Fair enough. He was very smart, and he figured out Cracker's weakness. But the fact that the Seducing Woods homies and Nami had to help him, that's assistance. That's not Luffy's own.
So hold up. So I remember a conversation we was having in here earlier when Ty said the pawns is cannon father. Oh, nobody can get distracted by that. I remember Ty, y'all was agreeing with Ty. So now all of a sudden, hold up.
Yo,
now
all of a
sudden, tree.
So wait, hold on.
That wasn't Ty. That was probably me.
Wait, are you talking about when I said that Luffy could probably Kings, Conquerors, Haki, and knock out all the homies? Is that what you're
Yeah, we was
all right, but Cracker was Cracker shown to have King's Haki? No, so he couldn't do nothing.
King's Haki.
No, but he had unlimited. He had an unlimited army of what's it called? Those biscuits, water biscuits.
But Fifth Son, he
took out Monster Point Chopper. They cannot wait.
He couldn't deal with Nami. He even stated that if it wasn't for Nami, this would be easy. And that also he was angry that the Seducing Woods were getting in his way, and then he was going to report it to Big Mom. And he did, and he was doing this for 11 hours.
So the same argument could be made by saying Cracker Biscuits was in the way of Luffy beating up Cracker.
Right now, I think the biggest thing that we could say too is that Luffy ran away. It's multiple times he ran away, and multiple times he came back. He ran away.
He was eating though. He was eating.
He ran away too.
Biscuits. He was eating the biscuits. He was going Gear 4.
All right, but look, here's what I'm saying.
How was he eating the biscuit? How was he eating the biscuit? If Nami wasn't there, could he eat the biscuits?
If Nami, no, but if Luffy didn't suck up the water, would he beat Crocodile? If Smoker didn't have the stick, would he beat Luffy?
Well, yes, because
y'all arguments are so
no.
Why are we having you gotta understand this. You understand. If someone used the water against Crocodile wasn't Luffy, then we would say the same thing. It was help. If someone gave Smoker his Sea Prism Stone in the fight, I would say he got help. What can we help?
So is Smoker getting help from that stick? Because without that stick, it's garbage. He ain't a Vice Admiral. He's below captain. He's below captain.
Hold on. Wait, hold on. I gotta cut you off.
I think
Luffy never had Haki to touch him back then, so it wouldn't really matter if he had that.
If Luffy himself used the climb attack, then I would have said Luffy, okay, go hard, go ham. I don't give a crap. But Nami used the climb attack. She used it. It's not the same thing with Smoker. Smoker used the Sea Prism Stone.
Hold on.
No one using it like that. If some random person come and using it.
And another thing.
Are you saying an artificial cloud deterred somebody from using his devil fruit powers? So that's like saying if the rain came if Luffy got lucky, the rain came that day. Cracker would have ran away because his weakness is water. You can't use the argument. Cracker is a commander. He is a commander.
No, hold on. But look, if it did rain, right? If it did rain, that would be a miracle. And whatever, Luffy won, but Nami helped. You can't deny Nami's help.
No, Fifth Son. In Alabasta, Crocodile's entire plan was using the dance powder. And the very reason he used the dance powder is because he fears the rain, because it nerfs his devil fruit. Like, he got rid of the rain. That was the entire point of that arc, the dance powder, right? And to find Pluton, whatever. For you to say, like, if somehow rain appeared on Alabasta in that time, yeah, it would be a miracle. because it completely nerfs Crocodile's fruit, and the same for Cracker. It completely nerfs Cracker's fruit. But if it was someone like NL and the rain arrived, it doesn't really change much.
To clarify, theory, he did. It wasn't the dance powder that basically kept the rain. It was basically Crocodile's power.
No, it wasn't.
It was
Yes,
the
it
dance
was.
powder. The
It
dance
was kind
powder
of
absorbed the
Dance
moisture
powder.
in the air.
Once he basically beat Crocodile, if you look at it,
the rain falls down.
His
That's
power got
basically
nerfed
And
out.
what was that entire explanation about dance powder for then?
The dance
The
powder
dance powder.
basically
The dance powder is the whole
but it was
situation with King.
basically
The King.
Crocodile using his own devil fruit.
What?
Yeah,
thought
I
they
think
said-
I remember.
wait,
I didn't get a
Jade
clear
lied
answer
and
about
said
dance
that was
powder.
Mr. Number 2. He lied and said he used dance powder to stop the rain, but really it was Crocodile using his double fruit powers to stop the rain. That's what I was.
So Crocodile
Because if you go read the manga
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I think he was
It
able
was the
to.
dance powder. That's
Oh yeah,
why
but check this
they
out
made
though.
a big
Crocodile was able to use his awakening and stop and prevent it from raining. And another thing.
Oh, his awakening. Hold up.
The Oasis
Hold up.
in these villages.
Yeah,
it
y'all
was
gotta stop
Crocodile
sleeping on
again
Crocodile.
using his powers
I'll
to
say this.
stop
Hold
it.
on.
Look,
Look,
I agree with Ty.
Wait. I just want to say something. I'm gonna say one thing, and that's it. I'll be quiet. Theory sent me this, so you shouldn't even be saying nothing. Theory, you're the one that sent me this.
No, Ty, I didn't
Theory sent me the
disagree with the
panel, and
awakening.
Crocodile was like double fruits on their own could be very useful. I mastered mine to perfection. That means that he awoken it. He mastered it to perfection.
Of course, but I didn't refute that.
Doesn't mean that Dofi's the only one to do it. We got to keep in mind that Crocodile put us on that impel down. Like, those are awakened Zoman. So Crocodile mastered.
What I was asking Ty and everyone else is,
well, you know what?
Because I didn't get a clear answer. What was the dance powder for? Because
no. Theory. You know how Crocodile's defeated, right?
Yeah, I remember that scene. Yeah,
and then the rain comes down, right?
Yeah,
rain comes down, right? And then you guys are saying that the rain comes down because of dance powder. You guys saying that, right?
No, I don't. If I were to go back, I might be able to. I would agree with you.
I remember I said something in the manga that there's a certain time when it rains for days, maybe 3 days. It rains enough for him to get water, for him to get oases to be replenished. Crocodile basically used that for the entire 2 years. It said that it didn't rain at all.
Hina goes to Smoker and asks Smoker, "Did you use the dance powder?" Because it was raining. It was randomly raining. Everyone was so shocked. The Marines were shocked, and Smoker's like, "No, I did not use a dance powder." So why would he deny using dance powder when it's raining?
Oh, I think I've got it. That's a really good point.
The dance powder was used because Crocodile wanted to deprive a lot of the cities and stuff in the main city. He wanted everybody to be mad at the main city because they thought the king was taking all their rain. So he wanted to get everybody else jealous. The king got all this green grass, and nobody else.
But my point is this though. Smoker, the rain falls down, and then Hina asks Smoker, "Did you use the dance powder?" And then Smoker's like, "No, I did not use it." So it was
I think that's a crazy point. Because now that I think about it, if that is the case,
then another evidence of that is in Empel Down. The first person to ever mention awakening is Crocodile.
I didn't say he didn't, but if you're gonna say about the Hina thing, doesn't that suggest that Crocodile was using the dance powder as a cover up for his ability, so nobody knew it was him?
No, but when it comes to dance powder, we knew the whole situation with King Cobra. Remember that?
Well, what I'm saying is because Crocodile's a warlord and he's not supposed to really do what he was doing on that island. If it suddenly stopped raining, people would pinpoint it to him, obviously. So the dance powder, you can assume, was a cover up for him using his awakening.
So how would this work? Would Crocodile just go into the sky and steal the rain?
As a Sand Zoan, he looks invincible because you can't touch him. He touches you, he basically drives you.
Wait, isn't the dance powder used for making it rain?
Yeah.
Okay, I just want to.
But the dance powder was just part of his plan to basically overthrow the.
He was pretty much his plan to make everybody hate King Cobra.
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah. Oh, this is so weird. I didn't remember that Hina line. That's crazy.
Yeah, awakening confirmed, bro.
Because I obviously like Ty said, I showed him that panel saying he's mastered his fruit to perfection, which was a hint that he could have it. But if there's multiple evidences, it's there.
Here's the thing, Theory. If he was just sand, he could have just he's just sand. But the fact that he absorbs you, that must be
Asher, listen, I've been arguing that he does have awakening for ages. Why do you guys think I don't think he does?
I never said he didn't.
I didn't say you said he didn't, but it's
Joe Flamingo thing. I was actually something okay.
Listen, no. I let you guys talk for around 15 minutes.
15 minutes. So, for real though. Let him talk. He's been patient.
Ty, you literally just cut him off.
Okay, so let's go back to the debate about Luffy's standing. You guys are just looking at this power level threat. Yo, 2 Yonko commanders are coming. You should all be ashamed of yourself. You all are Luffy haters. How many years have you been reading the story? When Luffy says he's gonna do something, he's gonna do something, all right? And we know his personality. We know.
Oh my god!
I agree with you.
Fuck up. What did I say? Don't cut me off. I said let me talk. I let you guys talk 15 minutes. Knowing Luffy's personality, we see countless times he cares about his Nakama, but he's not gonna go after them for help. Remember Luffy and Nami? He sat and waited for Nami, and Nami came to him, please help me. What about Vivi? Vivi asked Luffy, please help me. You guys should all be ashamed of yourself.
Thank you, fan talk.
What are we arguing about right now?
Thank you,
No,
fan
you
talk.
guys all believe that Luffy. You guys all believe that Luffy's not gonna be standing in that spot. Luffy's gonna be standing. He's gonna be waiting for Sanji, and Sanji's gonna.
You've taken that out of context. We never said he would. We never said that he. We never said that he wasn't not gonna stand there. He's gonna stand there. What we're saying is people are gonna take him out.
That's what I said. Was like it's dangerous because there are those sweet commanders there. I never said he wasn't gonna be there, but I mean, like it's not the time for that.
You guys want to know what's gonna happen? You guys want to know what's gonna happen? Luffy's gonna stand there. He's gonna have an angry look on his face. Anybody who ever looks at him, he's just gonna go conqueror Haki mode on them, knock them out.
Well, I mean,
Anyone.
they let Count stand up swords.
Yeah, you're right. You are right that Luffy is like he's gonna do everything he can to remain in that spot, but it's 2 commanders, man. Like I don't really.
And that's the
I don't
problem.
think the commander's gonna come after him. That's the thing. I think Big Mom maybe might come after him herself because of the alert thing, but even then, I still don't think like anyone's gonna come after him. You guys remember like the alert?
Big Mom's gonna come out, bro.
I don't think she's gonna come out just like that.
She might come out because when Snack got defeated, though, she came out personally. We crack her
exactly
to take out Rouge.
So that means Big Mom could come out with another she could come out with another commander.
I don't think she is because the marriage, the wedding.
Yeah, there is the wedding.
Yeah, she's going. No, she's not going to the wedding. She's going to lunch.
She's going to lunch.
Get a lunch. For the
that's what I'm saying. Like it could happen, but I don't think that's gonna happen because I don't think like anyone major is going to be doing anything because they have to prepare for the tea party and such.
But yeah,
so I don't think anything is gonna happen.
Fan talk, you're right. For the people that are saying that he's gonna have to run away, no, he's not gonna do that.
He doesn't have to.
Yeah. Oda don't write nothing just to be writing shit.
Wait, can I say something in the stream? Everybody go on iTunes and get that DC4, yo. Can support the bro, man. Support me, Milk.
He has a new movie coming out next month, right?
Hey, hell no. DC4.
DC4, man, pushing what 30,000 first week. What do you think?
Yo, that's the game numbers right there, yo. Trash ass nigga.
Hold on. Y'all making fun of Meek Mill though? I don't get it.
You know, Braga, I've been recently finding out that you're one of those boys who wear sandals without socks.
I mean, why would you wear socks with sandals though? That's not.
Oh.
Wait, do people really wear socks with sandals? People do that?
I do. I want to show my toes.
All I'm saying is this.
The only reason you're doing that is because you don't cut them off. They're basically like fucking like chicken nails.
Meek is for the people in the streets. So Drake's for the people who are I don't know how to say it. Actually, no, I'm not gonna put myself to this level. I'm sorry. I apologize.
I don't know. Thank you. You want to get on the L train, Mac? You don't want to get on the L train.
I'm on L. Fuck that
shit. Let that shit rock.
Yo, L's in for Lydia again.
Meek gave up. Meek was like, all right, I don't want to know more.
Hold on. So Braga, real quick, what's wrong with 30,000 a week though?
Nothing is wrong with 30,000 a week. I'm just.
No, but he's not doing 30,000 a week. Yo, Game did 30,000.
He's gonna do over 100. I mean, but I'm saying Drake did like what, a milli?
Yeah, I
remember an album that Drake just released. It did 240,000. So let's cut that famous bullshit out.
No.
Let's cut that out.
I'm not gonna lie. Didn't Drake do like $1 million?
Drake did $1 million.
The album was number 1 on the charts.
Drake did $1 million.
Most of Drake's fans are females.
He can buy his album. He can buy his album.
Who's buying it?
Why would he? Why would you suspect him to buy it?
His whole label, his label about half his album, yo. His label.
Yeah, because companies match your sales. Some companies will match your sales.
People don't know Meek Mill. Yo, you can get Meek Mill's album for free, you know. That's why I told people DC goes for the streets.
Yeah,
yo.
it's on YouTube. It's on YouTube. I listen to the whole thing.
Drake stuff is on Spotify too.
Yeah.
I don't feel like it's a difference though. Like Drake worked with Rihanna. He worked with a lot of other, like, he's just a bigger artist than Meek is. Like, he's like a pop star. Meek is a rapper.
Pop star, he's pop star.
Yeah.
I mean, because Drake transcended it. He's past rap now.
No. He didn't. He wasn't never in rap. He was in what's that category?
But Fifth Son, you're the one that said back.
The views did 1 million first week. It was the trash album, most trash album.
That's facts. To change the topic.
Even Drake fans know that album's trash.
The last one he put out? Like the music wasn't that good on it, but it did the best. I don't know. I guess he's so popular right now.
On what?
Yeah.
Music was trash.
People like listening to trash.
Trash. What?
People like listening to trash. I don't know why.
No, I swear.
Music was not
Drake. Not that it was trash, but people said that, like, you know, it didn't sound like.
Okay, come on, man. What was that song? One Dance? I don't know when those trash ass song. Come on, man. Stop.
Come on, bro. Mac, I heard you singing that song, bro. What you saying?
Where's the recording?
Wait, no. Wasn't that a instrumental in one of your videos?
I don't.
It was, right? Wasn't the Pirate Queen? Is it a Pirate Queen?
Man.
It was the Pirate Queen instrumental. Is he?
He left the chat.
Real quick. Can we get back to that thing with Luffy not beating Cracker fairly?
Beating Cracker fairly? Oh, I mean, Luffy didn't beat Cracker fairly. It wasn't.
Oh,
hold on.
Before you say, hold up. Like, can you tell us what points we gave you to tell you that you're wrong? Because if you can't tell us back what we told you, then I don't see.
Okay.
Like, if you can, then I don't understand why you still believe what you believe.
Okay. One of the reasons you said Nami was there and she made artificial rain. Another reason you said Nami was setting the trays, which people were saying in this chat right now, and they was agreeing with the person saying it was cannon fodder, but. And another reason was
wait. They took out Monster Point Chopper, then I fought her.
Oh my god! All right, what do you call it? So you said the trees help, and you said that Luffy was running, and another person said that Nami gave the rain. So those 3 reasons, but I still believe Luffy fought Cracker fairly. I heard all your points.
Great.
What about the part that, like, after Nami made it rain, he was eating Cracker biscuits? What if he had Mr. Number 3's wax fruit? Then what he would have ate? How he would have got his energy back? He would have lost.
So real quick. So based on what you're saying right there, you saying that fight between the Straw Hat Pirates and, matter of fact, not even the Straw Hat Pirates, that fight between Jinbei and what's to do with the shadows?
Moria
wasn't a fair fight because Moria used salt water.
Yeah, Fisherman Karate is kind of unfair to most devil fruit users.
See, well, the thing is,
hold up. Well, isn't that a fair fight though? Because it was man between man. Even though Moria had an unlimited army of zombies, and Jinbei had the salt water, and he knew his weakness, and he still beat Moria. That's a fair fight.
But guess what, Fifth Son? That's a 1-on-1.
Yeah,
Luffy versus Cracker was not a 1-on-1.
Yeah, a 1-on-1. Luffy was hitting Cracker 1-on-1. I don't remember seeing that. So hold up. You saying that Moria should have won that fight?
No, we're not saying he should have won.
I don't remember seeing Luffy get a hit on Cracker.
Fifth Son's pretty much saying you had to physically hit Cracker to make it a 2-on-1. So Nami didn't physically hit Cracker, so it's a 1-on-1.
Thank you.
But I disagree. Wait,
can you repeat that? I don't get it. Look at it this way, though, right? It's like the UFC. You have one person, and then somebody from the other side throws water under the other person's foot, and they slip, and the other person knocks them out. Did they get assistance, or was it 1-on-1?
But can the other person fly?
Whoa, calm down.
I'm gonna deal with this.
I think he's going to the chapter when basically Luffy went Gear Force against him, but it ended there. But Luffy got his hands cut. He got his arm cut.
Hold on.
It was
So
just
hold on. We
Nami
all
and
know.
Luffy.
Hold up. That's a bad argument right there. Let's cut that out. We all
That was
know
a bad
Luffy's
argument.
weakness. We all know
The
Luffy's
first time
weakness.
it was
Luffy
Cracker
get
versus
cut.
Gear Force.
We
But
all
then
know Luffy
afterwards,
get
like
cut.
it wasn't working, so he had to use the ring afterwards.
But at the same time, though, like this is actually the first time a sword actually really hurt him. He would always dodge the blows, or they wouldn't really do nothing. You know, this time cut him.
Piercing. You remember when Luffy was fighting the
From
fisherman
Nico?
guy? What's his name? What's the fisherman guy's name?
Who, Hardy?
Yeah, Hardy. And Hardy bit him, and Luffy was like, "Oh, my hockey's not strong enough."
That's a
for
bite,
that.
though. That's not sword.
Yeah, a bite and a sword; those are piercing objects. You can cut somebody.
Yeah.
A physical.
Yeah,
a
but
physical
the difference
attack,
is the blade is mightier than the teeth.
Oh, but hey, Fifth Son.
No, what?
If
Yeah.
that's the case, right? How come Cracker's final attack didn't work?
Hold up, say that one more. You lagged.
How come Cracker's final attack didn't work?
What was Cracker's final attack? I forgot.
It was a spear.
The sword
Charged at
didn't
him.
work.
Because Luffy was in gear 4 and he had all that biscuits in his stomach.
That's how you test it.
He take man himself. He pretty much hardened himself even
Oh,
more.
but doesn't Gear 4 do that? When we look, it might be a bit weaker.
I think he was using air, but now he was using food. He used a substitute from air to food.
Right, and that changes whether he takes the damage or not.
Yeah, because he's using a different substance.
It changes his density, yeah, and his rubberiness. But
Yeah.
what you're saying is that when Cracker cut Luffy's arm, that's because it's a slicing attack. If he attacked Luffy's stomach in Tank Man, yes, he would still bounce, but it would still cut and hurt Luffy.
No, hold on. What you did is you used two different moments. From when Luffy was using the air gear force and the mass density gear force. So there's two. Obviously, we see there's two types of gear force.
Yeah,
That's
Tank Man and Bounce Man.
Yeah. So one is with density, and the other one was with air. We could say that he used his hockey with that hardened. So pretty much like solid rock with the biscuits.
Can you answer me this then? Like, how come Luffy couldn't beat Cracker before Nami and the Seducing Woods turned up?
Because he wasn't eating the biscuits.
How come he wasn't eating the
That's
biscuits?
not why, bro. It's because Cracker's hockey was superior to Gear Force right now.
How come he wasn't eating the biscuits?
Hold on. Cracker hockey was superior. I remember Luffy going to Gear 4 for taking out the Cracker.
Didn't he fucking cut his arm?
Yeah. Luffy one-shotted Cracker when he went to Gear 4.
One-shotted him. He one-shotted him.
That was
when Cracker made a multiple army. When Cracker made a multiple army, and it started to get harder. It went from 1v1.
No, man, like Cracker's body, his defense got softened after they showed you what happened 11 hours before. You saw he was being softened up. He couldn't even cover himself with the crackers anymore because Nami's ring was just getting harder and harder on him.
So you say, but your argument about the one shot is that one Cracker soldier, yeah, is equivalent or is weaker than a Kongan, which is
I think the biggest way you can
Cracker himself is hacky is incredible.
Yeah, the biggest way you can prove that Luffy is getting help is in the last attack. Luffy tells Nami, "Don't water down the biscuits."
Yeah,
pretty much saying it's my time now.
Nami, don't help me this time. Is basically what he's saying.
Yeah. Like, what do you want? It's Luffy himself saying he's getting help from that.
Yeah.
I can't picture myself somebody throwing water.
It doesn't matter if you can't picture it. What
you gotta like that. That doesn't help nothing. Like
Oda is telling us Luffy isn't doing this in a 1v1 because he literally has the homies and Nami standing right behind him helping him.
But could you use that argument against Cracker because he had an unlimited army of
that's his own ability.
Part of his ability.
If anything, Fifth Son, if anything, right? What you're doing right now, you making Luffy sound weak. You trying to like have his back and everything, but you gotta like see things for what they is. You can't like try to make up excuses that he could beat this guy one-on-one when we're showing that he can't. This guy was on a different level. He made Luffy go get forth.
So if this guy can make an unlimited army, he's stronger.
It's not about that. I just want his powers. It wasn't about that limited army. He just mastered his devil fruit. Luffy did.
Fifth Son, what you need to understand is that Gear 4th is new to Luffy. He hasn't mastered it. Like pre-time skip, he couldn't even master second and third. After the time skip, he mastered those two. This one is new.
Even Nami states that we beat Cracker.
Yeah, she says
hold on. Read that for me.
His son was in denial. He couldn't accept the truth, being a Luffy fanboy. As Legend Mac reads Nami's word. We beat him, Luffy.
What's up, man? My favorite character, man.
So we're not roasting you. It's just like there's an overwhelming amount of evidence against you.
No, but I can't agree with y'all, man, because there's different type of there's different fights.
Okay, no, if you can't agree with us, chapter, like you have to understand.
Can I get my
this is how you sound to us most of the time.
Can I give you my opinion? Can I give you my opinion? Because there's different times, there's different fights where people have.
He actually check this out though. He has he's being biased right now, and the stuff that I say, I have facts behind him and a lot of information to back it up. He knows it. You know what I mean? He knows what we know. He just want to be a Luffy fanboy.
Hold on. I'm not giving facts.
You're not being a Luffy fanboy?
I'm not giving facts.
Yeah, I see that. I called him Luffy fanboy like 5 times, and he never denied it.
But of course I'm a Luffy fanboy. Luffy for life. And
all right, you don't have a valid argument being a Luffy fanboy. Like if you don't know how to be neutral, right?
Can I make this point? And all through One Piece, people have different objects that's not part of their body, and people be like, "Oh, he got one shot at it. Oh, he's a vice admiral now, so that means he's a lot stronger." If you go back to other One Piece conversation we had, somebody in this stream right now said that. But I was making the point that he's not strong. He got a stick to hurt people.
Okay. So answer first. Just answer my question.
You're pretty much discrediting.
So you're saying Cracker using his own ability to create his own cracker is the same thing as having another person?
So hold up. If Cracker using his ability to make, let's say, like Luffy's rubber, he's not making extra rubber man. He's not making a million rubber people.
This is a similar argument that Ty uses
wait till not for this. Then he'll create theme parks, man. He'll make rubber parts of himself, man.
Like, based on what you're arguing is that Luffy is more skilled than Cracker. Like, right, or more in terms of his own physical strength, he's more powerful. But Cracker's variety and like the power that his fruit gives him, plus his armament haki, is superior to what Luffy can do at the moment.
But that's my point. That's my argument right there. When people say his armament haki is superior, I can't not say he. Okay, the shit with his devil fruit is beast mode. He could make an unlimited army of biscuits. That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
But that's unfair if you 1v1 versus 1. If you fight in 1v1 with somebody, like
that's not unfair. Hold on.
That's his ability though.
That's not even his ability. Hold on, I gotta clear it up. All right. Master his fruit to the point he can make unlimited streams. Cracker also mastered his fruit, but he can make unlimited biscuits. It's not their ability. It's just like when you master your double fruit.
You comparing strings with actually moving biscuits, but Doflamingo had a doppelganger. And nobody complained about that. Nobody didn't say, "Oh,
nobody's complaining about
hold on. Let me make my point. Nobody didn't say, Luffy, Doflamingo was beating Luffy because that doppelganger was tiring Luffy out. No, like y'all niggas. I'm sorry, y'all guys. Y'all be hating Luffy like.
No. Whole Doflamingo example is useless because not only are the doppelgangers
was that a one-on-one fight at the end?
Luffy wrecked a doppelganger in that cave with the two brothers when he was in the water. Yeah, like those. They're nowhere near as powerful as Cracker's clones.
But if Doflamingo have haki on it, would it be as powerful?
No, because Doflamingo's haki isn't as powerful as Cracker's.
Wait. Doflamingo uses his clone against Luffy. Doflamingo is using his power clone against Luffy. What's wrong with that? Nothing.
I'm
Nothing wrong.
No
with
one
that.
ever said
we
it was a
arguing?
problem with Dofi because it's not a problem. It's a part. It's a skill he had to master.
Yeah.
Like
If someone came and used a clone that they shaped of Doflamingo and they used that clone to fight Luffy, then you have a problem, yo. Then you can't have a
Because
problem.
like I think what you're getting wrong is that Cracker's devil fruit isn't the biscuit soldier fruit. It's the biscuit fruit. He can literally just create like, the biscuits that you eat. But he's mastered it to such an extent that he can create what we've seen, which is incredible.
So he's been training himself.
I didn't understand that's why I don't understand the whole Smoker relation of Smoker using the seepers. It's like saying that you can discredit every single swordsman then because they use a sword. Every single swordsman.
no, yeah, I just about to say that. That's his choice of weapon. You know.
But hold up. Are you saying that's the credit? Hold up. A swordsman uses a sword with no sea stone on it. So a swordsman not going to cut people with Lugia. A swordsman not going to beat anybody.
With what?
Smoker need that. Smoker need that sea stone to hurt Luffy. Without that, he's gonna be hitting rubber. He's not gonna be doing no damage to Luffy. That's what I'm saying. Like,
hold on, Smoker has haki. He can damage Luffy. He has haki.
Smoker. He got haki now. He got haki now.
Fifth son, listen. If Smoker fights anyone other than Luffy, like just like Zoro,
a normal person, yeah,
like Smoker ranks them.
But Smoker got his name for beating double foot users with that sea stone thing.
Okay, well that's just like saying like, okay, since Enno was a Logia and he had lightning, so he could travel at lightning speed.
Yeah, go on.
Yeah,
sorry.
yeah. That's how Enno became famous. That's how he used his power to put fear in people's hearts.
Fifth son, listen. Like no one in East Blue without haki that wasn't using like sharp weapons could beat Luffy.
That's true.
And then the other thing is that I don't hear you or anyone complaining about Mihawk. He got a crazy weapon. It's like, your weapon of choice is your weapon of choice.
But it's Mihawk does he have sea stone on his sword?
He has one of the best high grade swords.
Is his sword made of sea stone?
No,
well, it's still a high grade. Is there a rule not to use sea stone? What's the rule?
Yeah, there's no rule. Like that's saying like you just can't have a double fruit and then fight. I'm saying you're just negating their abilities. You can't just take that away.
I'm saying double fruit versus double fruit. That's my point of view. But if you have a different entity, a sea stone, that's a big handicap on double fruit users. So that takes away the strength Smoker got will be increased maximum times because that sea stone weakens the double fruit user, and Smoker he already got his strength. Amplify that with the speed he's using. That could hurt the double fruit user more.
So if basically he tried to struck Doflamingo with it, like are you saying Doflamingo's going down?
No, but Doflamingo is way stronger than Smoker. Everybody know that. There's no comparison.
But you just said that basically if he had the sea stones, his power is going to be double, and he could probably knock out any DF user.
I'm not comparing Smoker to a real like captain or like somebody with power. I'm comparing to like an average double foot user. Somebody like let me see. Somebody.
But even if he's having, your argument is contradictory because if you're saying Smoker isn't fair for using a sea stone weapon, and if he didn't have it, he wouldn't be as good. Then why can't you see that Nami in the seducing was helping Luffy is not fair?
That's my argument. That's what I'm saying. I'm saying that people are saying one thing is okay, but the other one is not. That's my argument.
That's his weapon.
I'll tell you right now, in the Smoker Luffy fight at the end of Lockdown, where Dragon saves him, he doesn't really use his weapon until the end when he's trying to take him out. He has him on the ground, pinned to the ground.
You can't just say like the sea stone weapon is like overpowered and bringing him all this power because like if Luffy picks up a sea stone weapon, he's not going to be able to know how to use it.
Like,
look at train with it. He's going to have to know how.
Marine Ford, like Boa Hancock, I think fought him and she broke his sea stone spear.
She did completely fine against him.
But Boa Hancock is not, her body is not made of that double fruit. Like
no,
she can't.
She's a double fruit. Oh my god!
Her physical strength, her physical strength is not connected with her double fruit though.
Not if you eat a double fruit.
No. If you eat a double fruit, if you eat a double fruit and somebody comes in with sea stone and cuffs you, you're gonna be affected. No matter what your body is.
Let's get predictions for next chapter. How about we do that?
All right.
Let's do that. What do you guys think?
Smoker is weak, he's useless. The Smoker.
Oh my god.
Cannot do that.
I'm tempted to
hold up. Fifth son, you just a smoker hater.
Come on.
Let's move on. Predictions for next chapter, guys. What do you guys got?
Smoker's gonna die.
We'll see what's up with
lunch.
Sly does not like Smoker. Yeah, come on, man.
I would. I'm tempted to go in, but nah.
We're gonna see Luffy. Right?
I know, Brago. I was waiting, nigga.
I don't think Smoke is trash, but Fifth Son, he got kind of a point though. Because if you think about it, right, Smoker. I even said this before that. No, check this out though. I got facts and evidence and stuff to back me up. I'm not being a fanboy. So So check this out though.
Go ahead,
all right.
Ty.
Smoker, a lot of the people he beat, he only beat them because before the time skip, nobody really had hockey to mess with him. So that's the thing. It's like, he was good when people couldn't touch him, but now that people got hockey, we see him taking these L's. But I will say this though, what Sun said. So look, Smoker was already a Logia user, so that means that people with hockey couldn't touch him. But he had the stick, so that means that even if somebody had a double fruit power, he could just use the stick. It's like he had a cheesy combo before. People got hockey now, so they could deal with it better. But that is kind of cheating to like be like a Logia user and to keep C Stone.
How is that cheating?
All right, because wait, hold on, look. Say he fights Aokiji, right? Okay. All he got to do is just put the stick on Aokiji, and then Aokiji powers will be nerfed. So like that was a bad combo.
But that's not as easy.
That's not cheating.
I know it's not as easy as it seems, but Brago, just like try to acknowledge the fact that like he knows he's hard to touch because he's a Logia, and he keeps something that if you're a double fruit user and he touches you with it, it takes your power away.
That's cheating for being resourceful and using something like Sea Stone.
Oh, you see,
it's not the kind of cheating.
So Luffy's resourceful. Thank you, Brago. I was waiting for Brago to say that. Thank you, Brago. So Luffy's resourceful. He was using Nami's ring, and he got to beat up a crack. Thank you, Brago. Thank you.
Smoker uses the Sea Stone himself. You've used the Clementine.
But Nami's a part of Luffy.
Nami isn't a part of Luffy. Nami is her own being.
Is Luffy Majin Buu now? Like,
Nami's a part of Luffy. Confirmed. That's
man. No, fifth son. Like if we're like getting heated and like being offensive, we don't mean it.
Nah, it's cool. It's cool. I know y'all hate Luffy. There's a bunch of smokers and Cracker fans here. I understand.
I'm nowhere near a Cracker fan, bro. I can't say Crackers.
I think everybody in the stream is a bigger fan of Luffy than the Cracker.
Yeah. No. Because what blows my mind is that first people was like, oh, Luffy won by the skin or the hair or the toenail or the foot by beating Doflamingo because Doflamingo hockey is so much powerful. So Luffy lucky that win. He got lucky on that one. And then now Cracker. Well,
who told you Doflamingo's hockey is better than Luffy's?
Hold up. Everybody, I'm not sure if it's you, Theory 3, because I'm trying to remember your voice, but I remember the earliest streams. People was on Dofi so much.
Everyone is.
Dofi,
I hate it.
Dofi would have had on Dofi. I don't like it.
Dofi would have had Dofi. People had statues of Dofi on their shoulder while they was talking. That's how much they was dick riding Dofi.
Mm-hmm.
Luffy beat Dofi fair fight.
I'm sorry.
And Azura.
Cough.
Yeah.
What? Yeah. Because Luffy Gas is a part of Luffy, right?
There you go.
But people gravitate to people that beat Luffy and like it's like to me it's like people want to hate Luffy like he only won because this and that, but he wanted the fair fight.
Luffy is just a beast, man.
So who's stronger, Dofi or Cracker?
Cracker.
Let's not even go there tonight.
No.
Well, I'll just say this: it's Cracker easy.
That's the thing. We shouldn't have to not go there. It's simple. Like Cracker's stronger, and it's like you can't be a Dofi fan to the point that you don't even want to talk about it. It's like it's evidence. Cracker's stronger. That's that.
If you look at the fight, you're probably gonna say Cracker is gonna win, but it's not like Cracker's gonna win easily. Like it's gonna be a tough fight. But
yeah. It's not like Cracker's not one shot in Dofi, but Cracker's the stronger individual.
Yeah.
Yo, Braga, ask the people to watch your stream this. Ask them who is stronger, Dofi or Cracker, and tell them in the comments. And then when you post a video, tell them in the comments, their opinion. I watch how many people dick ride Dofi.
Do a strong.
People have a reason to dick ride Dofi though, because he's a devil fruit master. He can heal himself. He can create fire. He's awakened. Yeah, birdcage. Yeah.
If they choose Dofi, they're dick riding.
No, it's the reason. He's saying the reasons that they give will be dick riding.
Let me make a straw hat poll.
Yeah, do that.
No, because the straw hat poll isn't enough. You need to have an argument as well.
No, do the poll.
Right, let's just do the poll first, then.
Do the poll. Let's see what the people think.
Like Ty said, there is so much evidence Cracker being stronger than Dofi.
Let's see. Let's see.
There's the hockey.
I have evidence.
Devil Fruit is titled.
Let's see what the people think, man.
Well, even in the stream itself, like we're like kind of split in the stream. Like half of us don't believe it. Like, I think half of us think it's Cracker, half of us think it's Dofi.
Hold on, someone said Dofi had to awaken Devil Fruit. Like Dofi did though, but Dofi could make strings unlimitedly, and Cracker could do the same thing. So he was probably awakened too. He just didn't use it.
Yeah, I know. I'm just saying, like Dofi has a lot of things that he could go against Cracker with. Like he's not just.
So when did we say
that Dofi's useless against Cracker?
I'm not saying he didn't say it. I'm just pointing out the facts that Dofi could do this and Cracker could do this.
Last time the argument.
The only thing that actually makes me worry about Doflamingo is the whole awaken. Like if he can turn the biscuits into strings. That's
Nah, he can't do that.
That's not the question.
Why not? Any
object. Listen. If Dofi can turn any object into strings, why can't he turn humans into strings? And why can't he turn other people's devil fruits into strings?
See, that's the thing. We don't know anything about awakening still.
I don't think he could turn.
He was turning objects.
I don't think he could turn elements. But that's my opinion. He can't turn elements to string, but maybe any object.
Nah, he won't be able to turn another person's devil fruit powers into strings. Another thing is that
like if it was Dofi versus Magellan, he's not turning the poison into strings.
Yeah.
But if it's Dofi versus Magellan, I pick Dofi. I pick Dofi.
Right.
Another thing is if you look at the evidence, a big part of Dofi being awakening was when he was talking junk. He's like, I can make these strings effortlessly, and Cracker was making biscuits effortlessly. So they're both awakened to me. Like
okay, my question to you guys is, if it's you guys are 100% Doflamingo versus 100% Gear 4 Luffy, is Gear 4 Luffy pushing around Doflamingo the same way he did in Just Rose?
Though Luffy couldn't break through the awakened strings, could he?
Yes, he could. He did it twice.
The strings didn't really do nothing. They didn't really do much.
Luffy broke through the awakened strings.
He used like a headbutt, and I think he did something else.
Yeah, remember when he completely destroyed the strings? But in the anime, they made it like a clash, like a struggle. Like in DBZ with the.
Wait. I'm talking about not the heavenly strings. I'm talking about the awakened strings where he put them.
Yeah. He was dodging, and then finally he said, "F this shit," and he blocked it. He blocked one of them, and then he.
He was dodging. Then he hit him once. He destroyed one. I think it was his head or something.
Yeah, it was his head. Yeah.
It was his head.
Yeah.
So back to my
Wait, somebody's talking?
It's your son.
The poll is
lower.
Yeah, he went to the other world and back.
My foot.
Wait, what is the straw poll saying right now?
It's 65 to 35%. Cracker is just 65.
Oh my.
There you go.
If you ask people their opinion, can Cracker make a undestructible cage?
That's not what his devil fruit's about, though.
Yeah.
They got different devil fruits, so they have different abilities. You can't just say, "Oh, Luffy can't make string cones and rubber cones."
Who power is more destructive? Who power showed the most unbreakable defense? Cracker or Doflamingo?
Wait, but that's in one instance. Like in the instance with the cage, nobody could cut it. But as far as his strings, people could cut it. So it's like, so what?
Well, I'm one of the few people who think that Fujitora was able to cut the bird cage.
Nah, I don't think so. Well, you know what? All right, I'll put it like this, Mac. He probably could have broke it, right? But it would have took a lot.
Yeah, I would have taken no. I feel like the reason why he didn't break it was because like he was kind of like pushing it to like point out, but like
he was Fuji was restricted by the Doflamingo. He wanted Luffy to do all the shit.
Yeah, so he can do all the shit with the world.
Fuji's a lazy motherfucker, man.
I agree with you that Fuji could break it because Dofi. It was never said it was invincible, but I remember that Bartho put up his barrier and Fuji, and he says his barrier is invincible, and Fuji goes like that would be troublesome right there. That would take a lot of effort to break. So Fuji just lifted everything up above him. He didn't bother to break it, but the way that Fuji talked, he said he could have broke it, but it would have took a lot of effort or something.
Yeah.
So if he can break that, pretty sure he can break Dofi's bird cage.
Interesting.
That's That's interesting. Also about like Fatima barrier. Like if you use like sea stone, like Smoker's sea stone tip, could you like smash through it?
No.
I don't know.
You have to
Probably,
hit
yeah.
the
It's
user
the weakness.
physically.
You should be able
You
to
gotta touch
smash
the
through.
user.
Nah, you can't.
You have to
Nah,
touch
no,
the
no.
user.
Yeah, you
You
That's
gotta
touch
true.
the
touch the
user.
That's
user.
true. That's
You
true.
can't,
It's true. It's true.
you can't just hit the devil fruit itself.
Yeah, it's true.
It's
Yeah,
the
that
user.
tanked the King's Punch, yo. You know how strong King's Punch is, taking out Yonkos.
Yeah.
Oh, why not?
What?
Are you saying
Yeah.
that his King Punch can't take out Yonkos?
What's it?
I
What's his name?
mean-
King of Prudence versus Saitama. Who wins?
Okay.
What?
He won. What are you talking about?
The King's Punch Man versus Saitama. Who
No,
has the best?
Aruj versus Saitama. Well, who wins?
Yeah. It depends what punch you're talking about. You talking about his regular
What's
punch?
it? Uruj takes
Or
one of
his serious
Saitama.
punch?
Uruj takes one of the serious punches, and he becomes two punch.
I can say based on the impact, Luffy will win. Based on his crater and the serious punch, I say Luffy. Luffy's punch made a bigger impact than his serious punch.
Another thing as well is like people are getting really now that things are getting more complicated with abilities, people are really getting confused as to what affects what. And I think
see that's the thing. Like when we see like smoothie or potato starch, we're gonna be like mind boggled because we won't know what the fuck is going on. Trust me, like their devil fruits are gonna be so confusing compared to crackers and Nofis. Watch, I'm calling it now.
Probably. But the thing is that they could be very simple as well. Like look at Jozu and Marco. Like they're powerful fruits, but they're very simple as well.
That's true.
Jozu and Marco.
Wait, did you say Jozu over Marco?
I said Jozu and Marco.
Oh, okay. Sorry.
But Jozu, like I don't really see how Marco could break Jozu's diamond defense.
Yeah.
To be honest,
Like
I don't see a lot of people breaking his defense.
I think Marco's stronger overall, but I think Jozu could beat him in a one-on-one.
It would just wouldn't go anywhere, really, would it? It just wouldn't. Nothing would happen.
Yeah, it would just be a stall fight.
Well, that's the thing. Hold on, Marco's gonna run out. He can't just regenerate forever though. So Jozu will win eventually.
You guys got to be careful analyzing those Marineford arcs fights because I know you guys hate when I say like, oh, they're not going all out, but you got to really think about it. I know he does, but you guys got to really think like they're not all going 100%. They're probably going 50 to 75 at most. Like they can't just throw King Kong level. No, they can't just throw King Kong punches everywhere, right?
All right, but you gotta check this out though. You're saying it like
they got
like one person's going 100% and the other person's only going like 45%. No, whether one person was going 100% or the other one was going 100%, or like they're both going 70%, whatever. They're fighting for real. They're not.
And it's a war. It's a war.
Yeah, they're fighting for real, but they're not fighting with maximum strength and maximum speed at 100%.
If what was shown was, I'm just gonna say this: if what was shown was pointless, Oda wouldn't show it. Everything he's shown is foreshadowing something all the time.
I think what Scape is saying is they're fighting for real, but they definitely have way more powers they didn't show on Marine.
Yeah, they're not. They're not gonna just show like their awakening abilities. Not gonna show their final like attack.
A lot of those stuff though, it leaves them vulnerable for an attack though. So you could say that they fought, they just didn't do their finish.
No, because there's a lot of their own allies. They could have hurt their own allies with these attacks if they used it.
Exactly. They can't, because Kizaru. Okay, let's say Kizaru went all out.
Look how destructive Luffy attacked that little clash with them.
Imagine if Akainu did like awakening on there, bro.
Exactly.
Like a lot of Marines would have died. A lot of Marines. If Aokiji, all these dudes, I wouldn't say.
That's why Whitebeard told all of them to run away, yo. He was about to do some sicko shit right there.
Yeah. When Ace
I think Akainu, like everybody, like when he did those magma fists. I think those magma fists was part of his awakening or something because he was doing that joint forever and not even stopping those.
But did you see how like they had it set up for him to use that ability? If they hadn't had it set up, there would have been a lot of damage. Like he can't.
Yeah, he was behind the thing.
Wall.
The wall. Yeah.
It's a strategy.
That's something that's Sengoku plan. When it comes to war, like you're trying to not lose a lot of people. You know, Kyle. You don't want a lot of casualties. You know.
Yeah.
Akainu goes behind scenes and kills some of his own Marines. It's like,
maybe that was just a strong.
That nigga was trying to run, yo. You don't run.
Yeah, he was trying to run. He was deserting, bro.
I'm not gonna lie to that dude. I'm not really that sympathetic with that dude, yo.
But the thing is, if Kobe kept running, he was gonna kill Kobe too.
Yeah, he was gonna kill Kobe.
He's not gonna kill the Marines that are trying to fight with him. He's gonna kill the ones that are not.
A lot of Marines are pirates who sacrificing your life. So when you see one nigga running away, it's like, come on, man, all your allies running away.
Even when Kobe like stood in front of him and gave him a lecture, he was like, "Dude, move out my way."
Well, that's a whole different thing. That Akainu is kind of a sick. I think it's just killed innocents.
Someone said, like in one of my comments, someone said that Akainu is weak because Shanks stopped him with a standard sword. That's what they said. I don't agree with them.
Obviously, hockey though.
No, I know.
But it's like, you imagine if you know how God wanted to like beat up Akainu for killing Ace. Like, could you imagine if he killed Kobe as well?
Oh no!
Like he would have lost it.
It's crazy how fast Shanks got there. You see the ship still coming in and shit.
Yeah, he's got a frog's breaststroke, man.
He just popped out of nowhere, bro.
He came in. I'm not gonna lie. You ever notice this? When it comes to Shanks,
you know what's crazy? Check this out. His was messed up. All right, Shanks shows up out of nowhere, right? He blocks Akainu's punch, and then you see his crew. They're on the boat. But then Shanks goes, if anybody want to fight, you fight us. His whole crew just went behind him, like, woof. In a blink of an eye. I'm like, yo, that don't make no sense.
Rayleigh, when he went to go visit Luffy at Amazon Lily, he swam from Sabodi all the way.
Yes,
he swam all the way.
Bring that up. He swam across the Grand Line in the Calm Belt to see Luffy. Like
that's who he is, bro. Like,
yeah, he's insane.
That's some godly shit.
And then this nigga saying that Kizaru, man, is sweating and shit. I don't have the stamina to. Come on, man.
Oh yeah, someone said
that was me.
In the comments, they said that instant transmission. That's probably what happened though, because like while I laugh like it's a joke, maybe they do have instant transmission where they can go from here to there.
Come on, man. You know how hard it was for Coco to learn that technique.
Yeah, seriously. He had to go to another freaking planet.
I mean, Pedro has Shanks level speed, so
yeah, Pedro? he's scheming.
Oh yeah,
and at the same time, like it's many times. It's like the Lucky Root thing, but he just went out of nowhere and shot the guy. It's the whole like how they dealt with Kaido and got there so far. The whole the thing with Whitebeard, they could have some instant transmission type thing. I want to put it past them.
Yo, the thing I want to tell you guys, a good discussion is what always made me wonder, because Marco was the right-hand man to Whitebeard, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
But when Whitebeard was fighting Goldie Roger, was Marco fighting Rayleigh?
This is the thing, yo. I don't think he was though.
Because I feel like Marco, Blackbeard, and Jozo seemed like the youngins back in the day.
Yeah. A lot of people. I think there was a theory back then where it said like Kaido was Whitebeard's right hand or something like that.
Hey, that would actually make sense if you.
I think the person fighting Rayleigh
was Warrior's rival, so like he was his own captain.
I think it could be a situation. It could be a situation of Marco being the same strength or even stronger back then. It could be that, or it could be like the former second division commander. That dude be a guy who's fighting. I'm
glad you brought that up though, man. Because like that's interesting. Like,
that's the thing. So it was a former second division commander. Yes, saying.
It could have been.
Yeah,
I think that's more like
they were young when like back in the day.
Marco, so I said Marco isn't the right hand man. It's a comms. Well, I'm saying like it's not confirmed, but like this nigga's leading up against Blackbeard.
But the thing is, like when you watch chapter 0 or episode, when you read chapter 0 or watch episode 0, like when Shiki meets up with Whitebeard on the boat after Roger's execution, there's only like Marco, Blackbeard, and Jozu there.
Yeah, like the people who are actually like understand.
Yeah, those are the first guys.
And during the entire war, it just looked like Marco was like the right hand man. The way he was approaching and talking to Whitebeard, he was like,
okay,
he just by his side and all that,
Okay, then from what we can tell from that time, then was Marco and Jozu considerably stronger than Blackbeard? That's my question to you guys.
I don't think so.
Probably hard to say. I don't know.
Blackbeard was stronger
because we know that Blackbeard and Shanks, the whole situation there.
Point, yeah. If Blackbeard from that point to now did something to Shanks, he was on that level.
Okay. I'm just wondering. You know what's kind of crazy about that picture though? Blackbeard's in the middle. Blackbeard's in the middle. Marco Jozo on the right and left.
There's a lot to it. Like, there's a lot to it. It's possible that like he did some scumbag technique, but we don't know.
Nah, Shanks was like he had his guard up. It was like a legit thing.
Yeah, but he might have done like that thing where like he's like points to like some dirt on your shirt and then flicks his finger up.
Because Shanks would have said something. He would have been like, "It's that person on your crew and he fights dirty." Shanks was like, trying to warn him, like, I had my guard up.
But yeah, I agree with Legend Mac that like in that when he's got the claws on Fishman Island, he's in the middle with Jozu and Marco to his
Yeah, but that
side.
don't you can't really like that doesn't really mean nothing because it's like at the admirals they'll have like Akainu in the middle and the other one to the other one, but they're not from strongest to weakest.
No, I'm not saying strongest to weakest, but I'm saying he was a prominent member of the crew. Like,
He was definitely strong though. Like I think though that like if
Yeah,
Marco would have
someone
fought.
just brought up in the chat, yo. I'm not gonna lie, yo. Remember when Shanks comes on Whitebeard's crew and he says to Marco, "You want to join my crew, your first division commander?" It's kind of like Shanks is disrespecting Marco, even though Shanks is a higher position Yonko. But back in the day, Shanks was a cabin boy while Marco was like the right guy, the top tier.
That's so true.
That's what I'm saying. Like it wasn't serious like that, but he was being a jerk. He was like joking around, like, "Yo, join my crew." I know.
Is Marco like 60 or something? Like how old is that?
No, he's around the same age as Shanks.
He's like 40 something, right?
Yeah, he's okay. Hold on, I'm gonna go
like 45, 46.
Let me go. Yeah. Yeah, probably the same age with like Aokichi and like Shanks and all those guys.
Because like you said, like I don't see like Marco 22 years ago fighting Rayleigh.
Okay, Shanks currently is 39.
Yeah, he's
Marco
yeah. No, I don't see it.
Don't see him, dude. This is his birthday.
Like I don't even see Jozu doing it. I don't see anyone doing it.
Okay, I know some people are saying like it could be a thing where how like Marco says that he started calling us his sons. It could be okay in the original Whitebeard Pirates, like he called them his brothers, but then as the younger they got, he was like, these guys are my youngins now, my sons, Yeah, but yeah, they really because Whitebeard Pirates and Goldie Roger Pirates fought many times, multiple times.
Yeah.
It would be crazy.
What if Whitebeard was just such a savage that he fought all of them?
Know who fought Silver Rayleigh?
Nah, because Whitebeard and Goldie Roger equal,
Goldie Roger and Rayleigh?
Yeah, man.
That was shit on Goldie Roger.
Check this out. Know who fought Silver Rayleigh? They had Diamond Jones who do it with the diamond.
Yeah.
Like skill wise, he wasn't on his level, but the diamond protected him probably.
It's possible. Because like we said, like if we're gonna go with that whole theory that even Mihawk can't cut diamond, then I doubt Rayleigh could do it.
Yeah, that's like I feel like the former second division commander. If it makes sense if he's like the strongest of the second strongest after Whitebeard, former second division.
For you said there was a theory that Kaido could have been the second division.
What's this theory of the whole?
Yeah, he was like the second.
What's this whole thing with the former second division? Wasn't it like Thatch or something?
No. Thatch was the fourth division.
It's the fourth. Yeah.
Oh, so who was the one?
The former second division.
Yes.
Okay.
When Ace was the second division commander, they said that it's been empty for a long time.
Oh.
Yeah. Okay, and this is where it gets tricky.
Makes sense.
Like, if you look at it though, like that's still
that nigga could have been fighting Rayleigh
first, but I think that like the first left and Marco went up from second to first, and that's why it was the blank space.
Yo, so Ace versus Scopper? What?
No, Ace joined like with Kobe.
Oh yeah, so wait, hold on. So
Scopper is probably fighting Marco. No, I don't know.
Yeah, that means
you agree with that
means that position's been empty for like 20 years.
I'm not gonna lie, 20 years ago, I see Marco at the same level as Blackbeard, Shanks, like those niggas, So if Marco was like still on the level of Rayleigh 20 years ago, that means it's like, did he get weaker after 20 years? I'm not too sure.
He's gone soft, bro. He's gone soft.
There's some confusing shit.
That's a really confusing question. And to be honest, I'm not even sure Oda maybe fought into it that much.
But I do want to say this. I believe that Cracker is stronger than the first son, Pespero.
Yeah.
I believe Cracker's stronger than that dude. And he's like... So maybe
I think Pespero is like the sugar of this.
Yeah, the sugar. But he's hacked, so if he touches you, you're done.
Yeah, but I still feel like Cracker's stronger than him. So I'm thinking like it's gonna be like because think about it. It doesn't really matter with the age of the sons when it comes to Big Mom's pirate crew,
Okay.
Wait. Hold on. Like, you know what I think? Like, I think it matters to a degree though, because I think that like the older they are, the stronger they are. Besides the sweet commanders, them aside, like the older they are, the stronger they are.
That might be how Oda's trying to go about it. So
possibly,
like the sweet commanders are the exception. Like they might be younger and stronger.
But like the thing is, though, also like we're forgetting that like at this point in the story, it's really heavily reliant on matchups. Like really heavily reliant.
Look at the guy. There's a guy named Opera. He's the fifth son of the crew, right? And then there's Prospero. Yeah. Then you have the Moscato guy who's 16. Like it's like kind of random, Like somebody, I think like there's gonna be some guys. I feel like the people who are on my personal opinion, people who are on the pirate crew are the strongest. If there's a son on the crew, he's strong, or a daughter. I think there's gonna be a daughter on the crew too.
Because wait, who was it? Was it Pero? Who was it that they said is the oldest son?
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's what I'm saying. So like I think like as far as sons that are not sweet commanders, he's the strongest.
Okay. I could go with that.
But I think also the daughters, maybe the younger daughters might be the strongest out of the entire set.
Okay, then this is my question to you. Do you think that people who are the sons and daughters who are now part of the official pirate crew, do you think they're stronger than some of the people who are on the pirate crew?
I think it depends though, because it's like I think Jinbei is probably stronger than Pero. So like
really?
Yeah, I see people do sleep on Jinbei.
Yeah,
he can probably beat Sparrow, whatever his name is.
I'm not saying Jinbei's weak because Jinbei's my boy. I want him to join at the end of this arc at least. Like I want him to come and help Luffy so bad right now.
Because like to be honest, Jinbei kind of wrecks Cracker with his ability.
Yo, I'm not gonna lie, that Jinbei chapter when his crew's convincing him to join Luffy, that was some deep shit, yo. He's like, yo, stop thinking about us, yo. Think about yourself for a second, you know? Like that's gonna show. That's alluding to like, yo, Jinbei's joining 100%. Nigga can't go against that. Yo. Jinbei's joining. He ain't dying, yo.
Yeah.
Someone asked me a good question the other day. Like, if he does join, what is his role in the crew? Like, because they all have a role.
The Houseman. The Houseman.
Yeah. The Helmsman?
Yes, he's been shown in Fisher Tiger and then impelled down by. He's been steering the ship. So
there's even a chapter. I made a video about this a while back. There's a chapter which Luffy and Brook are arguing who's the better helmsman, and they're like, we both suck at it, you know.
Clearly, Brook.
That's true.
I'll take that.
So it's kind of alluding to it. And then after the next chapter is Jinbei talking about joining the crew, you know.
Yeah, I'll take it.
It's like, okay, this was coincidence, or maybe it has to do with it, you know.
Because like I think like later in the New World when there's like crazy, because he hasn't really shown the crazy weather of the New World yet.
What happened about Brook?
No, I said Brook and Luffy were arguing who's the better helmsman, and then Luffy's like, I'm better. Then Brook's like, I'm better. And then they both agree that they both are trash. So then it's kind of next chapter.
Helmsman? What is that?
But it's the person that does the steering wheel.
Okay.
Yes, and the next chapter is like Jinbei talking about joining the crew, and he thought Jinbei is a helmsman. When he was an impel down and all that stuff, and they showed him in the past.
Yeah, that's true.
But I thought like the combo of like Nami then telling people what to do in the situations was what like made up for the helmsman.
Well, the thing is, they don't have an official helmsman. They switch off.
Yeah, like Frankie's on it, Sanji's on it.
Yeah.
Usopp sometimes. Yeah,
Usopp sometimes. So if they have Jinbei, they'll have an official helmsman. So it'd be kind of cool, you know.
I'll take it.
But yeah, somebody in the comments said something about Squirtle. Can I say Squirtle's a traitor? He shouldn't be mentioning anything.
Wow.
Squirtle's gonna get character development. He's probably gonna one shot Weeble.
What?
Yeah, he's gonna one shot him.
Squirtle, I don't know.
He's a traitor. He deserves death.
He
deserves a hanging, a public hanging.
Yeah.
What would you do? What would you do if Squirtle like stabs Weeble through the stomach, and it, like just like how he did to Whitebeard?
Whitebeard.
And then Weeble drops to his knees and hugs Squirtle like you are.
And then flashback to Whitebeard.
Squirtle, you're gonna have a mind break.
Foolish son.
But it'll be all like in snot language because Weeble speaks funny.
Foolish son.
But somebody. I was having a conversation with somebody. They said something about the shit about Weeble and his mother. Do y'all really think she's working by herself, or y'all think she's working with somebody?
People working with somebody.
People think she was working with Big Mom because she had like the glasses. You guys.
And a lot of people were saying Moria.
Yeah,
wait, I didn't hear this. Who we dissing?
Miss Bakken. You know her?
She is so mysterious. I don't get it.
She has connections. Like people can make connections to her to Moria and then to Big Mom.
I want to ask this. Like, where have her and Weeble been for the past 2 years? Like, they just came out of nowhere.
That's true.
They said, yeah, that's true. Like who created? Somebody had to create it. Like the disappearance of Moria. The disappearance of Moria.
They're in the New World.
The cuts on the dude's neck.
Yeah,
face.
but like we didn't hear about Weeble until now. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Well, the New World, we didn't hear about a lot of parts in New World.
It's true. That's true.
The idea when I see somebody with a cut face like that and something like look like he's made, I picture Moria and his creations.
Exactly. That's why people are connected to Moria. That's what I was trying to say. But he also, if you look at Miss Bakken, right? Like I was saying before,
it's not Moria.
If you look at Miss Bakken, she has the exact same type of clothing that Peckham's and what's his name?
Yeah, and she's wearing the same hat as Lola.
Yeah. Same hats.
I wouldn't be surprised if I think people have talked about this before. If in the past, like Whitebeard was weaker than Big Mom, and he had to marry someone to like bail out of some stuff.
So she's like a daughter.
Yeah,
she could be. She could be.
Well, the people have been saying that. People have been saying her and Nami are gonna have some sort of competition because like she's obsessed with money, you know, and like Nami's obsessed with money too. They're gonna have
that's true.
I could totally see it like Whitebeard like he gets caught up in some Big Mom situation. He's like, I need to get out of this, and she's like, well, you need to marry someone, otherwise I'm gonna kick your ass.
So Weevil is the true son. Do we all know that?
Yo, Oda might fucking do that, bro.
The thing that maybe is really scratching my head is people are like, yo, Miss Bakkins, how could Whitebeard do that to Miss Bakkins? Yo, she's so ugly. Yo, she's older. Whitebeard's older. People change as age goes, like.
So hold on,
look at what's her name?
Big Mom. Big Mom. Look at Big Mom.
I thought Whitebeard couldn't have any kids. I thought Whitebeard was sterile. I thought he couldn't have any kids.
What do you mean?
He didn't have any family. That's what he said.
Oh yeah.
Maybe he had kids, but he didn't like. I don't know. He might have not.
Because there's definitely Oda's not going to introduce a character with a theme like that and not turn it into a tragedy.
That's true.
I still don't think Weevil's a son of White.
Like he loves tragedy though, Mac. He's gonna do it. It's gonna be some really sad abortion flashback or something like that.
I think we're gonna get a lunatic. I think Miss Bakken and Whitebeard might have some sort of relationship that like was like a day or some shit, like one night stand or some shit like that,
Yeah.
But then I don't think it's gonna go any further,
He had a little sake. Is what you're trying to say, right?
I'm trying to say that she's trying to trap him, It was fake. It's not his son, Tell her right now, Child support. She wants child support.
Because I seen a few faulty theories out there. They was like, they was getting a picture from some cover page. They were like, that's Moria's ship. Don't forget to have Moria and all that bullshit.
I want to say this as well, like because Max said like he might have been around when we didn't know about it. Why did they never approach Whitebeard and stuff before? Like Whitebeard, this is your son, and then
Yeah, all of it was when he died. That 2 years later, then they come out.
Yeah, so it's kind of even said. I think it's kind of confirmed that he's not the son because like it says allegedly so much shit like that. So
it's self-proclaimed.
But he did it with Momo as well. Like Momo was introduced as that Wano Kuni kid, and I said to people, "There's no way it's just as simple as that."
But the Marines like Kizaru said like we don't think he's the son of Whitebeard, and then Kizaru's I don't give a shit. He's strong, nigga. Who cares? Doesn't matter, Because I didn't care even if it's son or not. So the fact that the Marines don't care if he's a son or not, he's kind of alluding to that he's not the son,
I just feel like there's some truth to him being connected to Whitebeard, but I don't necessarily think he's like the bloodline son of Whitebeard. Like I think there's more to it.
There's more to it.
There's way more to it.
And what makes it even weird is like they gave him the rank of warlord just for knocking out New World pirates. I thought the warlord was for the paradise, to keep people in check in paradise.
That's true.
It is. Kinda.
Yeah, kinda. You're right.
The warlord title comes with difference because Jinbei, his warlord title was given to him to keep peace between humans and fishermen.
Yeah. It's weird though.
I want to bring up this as well. Sorry. Jewelry Bunny thing and people saying like the whole secret with her, and I kind of said my blood froze when I heard you escape from the government. Oh, she's helping the Gorosei stay young or something. But there's theories all about that, right?
Yeah.
The Gorosei spoke like after the war and like Blackbeard killing Whitebeard and all this stuff. They spoke about who's going to be the big players in the next few years, and they said, one of the rookies has already been taken out by Blackbeard. They didn't go, Jory Bonnie was taken out by Blackbeard. It was like just some rookie.
Oh, is that what they really said?
Is that the Viz manga?
Yeah, they never stated that by name. It was just one of the supernovas that was taken out by Blackbeard. Because you know when Blackbeard took out Bonnie's
You remember when we was going to Doflamingo? There was like a little flash where they were showing Crocodile and everybody else.
But you gotta understand though. When it comes to that, could there be a point of this is one of the rookies been taken out. Akainu comes there, then he says, "Oh, Julie Bond, could there be what did Blackbeard tell the Marooners government? Did he say I have a rookie with over 100 bounty, or did he say I have Julie Bond?"
Oh, it's true. It's true.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's true.
Oh, I'm not too sure. To be honest, it could be either way. It could go either way.
Yeah. Couldn't be like the new generation rookies. Yeah.
Because
they might not like when
he hollered at the world government, he wasn't like I got Bonnie. He was like I just got one of the super.
Yo, I think Bobbin's gonna maybe next chapter, yo. He's the only one who hasn't like reported yet, so he's probably like just coming to the island.
And yo, where is Jinbei? Like, what is he doing right now? Like, all this stuff is going on.
He's dead, bro.
Oh, he's dead.
No, they're not gonna do that.
But let me speak. He's not dead, but like, there's like Big Mom's definitely done something to him.
Okay, yeah, and I forgot to mention, since Joy Boy is here, he also made a video about Luffy and Sanji, right? How he said Luffy said he wasn't gonna eat and he's gonna stay put right there. You guys remember that, of course. Is that you guys think that's Oda's way of taking Luffy out of the arc? And making Sanji like the main little.
I thought the Cracker fight was going to be that the thing to do that, but obviously not.
Yeah, he did say the year of Sanji. He did say that.
Yeah, he did say year of Sanji.
I truly heavily feel that this is going to be the side characters' arc to shine.
Well, that's the whole thing. People have been saying that Sanji's going to have her shine, and Nami, and then Wano's going to have like Zoro, the Shogun, stuff like that, And then then the Yonkos after that. So they said like Vince Smokes, Shogun, then the Yonkos. So there's pretty much people have been saying. I hear people saying that.
So if we keep the routine of side characters having their own explosive year, does that mean Zoro and Nami?
Wait, what?
Does that mean Zoro and Nami is going to have their year as well?
No. Nami's already getting her like kind of year. Like this arc is for her. Like she's so important to this arc. It's incredible. Like not only her abilities, just the advantage she has with the V-Ray card. Yeah, she's very important to this.
Oh yeah, well I found out what the whole Sanji thing was and stuff, and like what Oda meant about it and stuff and everything. Like I seen that interview. So they was like, what's up with this? And Oda was like, Sanji slept on. And like he fights with Virgo, he fights with Dofi, like all these things. So he said that he's gonna make it the year Sanji. He's gonna have Sanji do something that not
I'm pretty sure he like purposely showed Sanji just not doing anything just because he wanted to make his moment extra special by giving him his own year. Like he's gonna give him his own fights with all his brothers. He's gonna show.
Yeah, but look at Zoro. If he's gonna give Zoro something special in the Wano arc, like why didn't he do anything to Zoro?
Well, maybe he might not just do that. I don't know.
Like,
I think it's a lot going on with Zoro though, because like I seen pictures like on some type of website or whatever, but they had like the scars Zoro has, and then they had the scars Silverelli has. So he's probably like that's probably some type of technique or something that.
I think Steve-O even said in the chat like we've only got like 2 months left of this year. Like it's the 2 months of Sanji if anything.
It's probably going to go into next year though. Like
it might go a little bit into next year,
like early next year.
It has to.
Oh yeah, what was the first chapter of this year?
It's gonna be
what I was saying
people forget, but the best chapter of this year for me was the one we find out about the road poneglyphs from the Minx, like and Raphael and stuff.
No, I said what was the first chapter this year? What was the first?
Oh, the first chapter.
The first chapter.
We were still in Zoro.
So like, are y'all feeling good about the year Sanji? Because like Oda said he's gonna make Sanji do something that Zoro can't even do, and
I feel like he hit Luffy.
No. Sanji beat Luffy. That's it. That's the year Sanji. That's the big thing.
No.
He beats Luffy in the 1v1, and then that's it.
Look. He didn't Sanji, beat Luffy. No. Guys, listen. Sanji has a move
called flashback. He got a flashback.
Sanji has a move called Hell Memories. That move is based off memories. So if he sees the memories like of his brother while he's fighting his brothers, it's gonna create something probably spectacular. That's what I'm.
Yeah, I agree.
We can't emphatically say that Hell's Memories is based on memory. That
could it
is though.
No. Listen, the worse his memories, the stronger the attack. So if he's combining the memories of his childhood with whatever happened in the past 2 years, he's gonna create like the most spontaneous attack you'll ever see in One Piece.
And that's the thing too. What happens?
So Diable Jumble means devil spin. So the spin that Sanji got is based on the devil.
Fifth son, no. Sanji has
relates to the spices.
Sanji has stated that Hell's memory is based on the terrible memories he had of Okama Island.
Yeah,
exactly. So imagine if he uses the memories of his childhood, which he hates so much. Again,
and at the moment,
I think it's more of a gag, so this would be more substance, you know.
And he might have a new technique just to throw it in there. Like he might have something else. Like there's so many possibilities. It's
like
what Oda has.
Sanji's abilities are definitely based more on his emotions than anything else.
True, the spirit. That's what Oda said.
Spirit. I went to the chat. The first thing I see in the chat is he never said that, Taekwondo. You fucking liar. Oda never said any of that shit.
Hold on, that was I was joking. Imagine though if that's it, like he made Sanji beat Luffy and that's the big deal and that's it.
So are we saying that Shanks' power is based on spirit in that hockey?
No, we said Sanji, not Shanks. We don't even know what Shanks can do.
Why does Sanji only have to be the special one? Why not Shanks?
Everybody has their own abilities.
Everyone has their own thing.
Well, what does Zoro have?
Zoro has Ashura.
He's the son of the Shogun, man.
Possibly.
What's it?
Are
we gonna introduce Joy Boy to the?
Yeah, Joy Boy. What's up, man? How's it going?
Yo, can you actually hear me, or am I?
Yeah.
Okay, I wasn't sure.
Welcome to the stream.
Talk about some of that.
Then let's get back to arguing.
He has these videos about like Big Mom might be an ally.
Big Mom.
Yeah.
Dude, honestly, at this point in time, I think there's an absolute ton of evidence. Like it's not guaranteed that it's going to be true, but there's just so much evidence to get behind the idea at this point in time, and absolutely like no one is talking about it. Honestly, it frustrates me.
Yeah, it's
Here's the thing. When Oda does something like this arc, like Luffy not eating, no one predicted that kind of stuff. So if you're gonna bring out something like Big Mom being an ally, no one's gonna talk about this stuff. That stuff is really hard.
What are we arguing as evidence for, by the way?
Big Mom being an ally.
Oh,
and that Big Mom tells a lot of lies.
Like
Big Mom being an ally. I feel like
Big Mom ally. They think like part of the Straw Hat Fleet. No, it's a partnership.
Yeah.
Right. I mean, like, there's different levels to being an ally. It doesn't necessarily mean like, oh wow, now all of a sudden Big Mom is going to be like a straight up friend. It could just be, sort of like a temporary thing.
Pretty temporary.
Yeah. You know, the funny thing about that too, I've always said that the Lola thing, like Lola, why would Lola sabotage Nami?
Exactly.
Yeah.
She said, "My mom's a great pirate. She'll help you out in a new one."
Yeah. It also goes along with the fact that Zeph is like he could be in trouble right now, and if Sanji doesn't like do something in favor of Big Mom, they could take him out. There's nothing else Sanji can do.
Yeah, Big Mom,
Big Mom.
I really believe, like, I don't know how much there is to this. There's only like a few scenes, but I really believe that Big Mom not only is using the Sanji Vinsmoke thing for her own benefit to get the labs and the scientists, but she's also set up Luffy at the same time. Like everything's according to her plan.
Oh yeah, I feel like Big Mom, she's a genius, all right. So she's definitely planning something between the Vinsmokes and Luffy coming here all at the same time, because she just knows too much. When you look at her character, she's always knowing what's going on.
Like all this is just planned out.
Yeah.
It makes me think though, like, how could she get smuggled or not scammed by Caesar? Like,
yeah. Oh, I was actually just rereading that scene, and honestly, in that one scene, Big Mom looks really, really dumb.
Thank you. Yeah, I agree.
With the whole
Maybe
scene
she's just too caught up in her dream. I mean, like most characters, a lot of characters in One Piece, I should say, get caught up in their dreams. So.
Right.
Yeah.
In general, actually.
I think ever since Luffy rang her up on that phone saying, "I'm gonna come kick your butt," she set it up since then. Like, all right, we'll see.
Right. Well, like a lot of people are so stuck up in that whole scene, like, oh, Luffy challenged Big Mom. That means automatically that they're like,
yeah.
But if you actually reread that entire scene, I think it was like chapter
651. If you actually read that, it honestly looks like Big Mom is just really, really interested in Monkey.
Yeah,
That's what I'm
Luffy.
saying.
Like for real. Like she's like, oh, you're the grandson of Garp. You caused all that ruckus.
See,
Like,
I'm glad you said that because there's a lot of people saying like she tried to marry Garp in the past and now she's just trying to get with Luffy. And I'm just like, oh, okay.
Yeah,
Like,
Big Mom was shocked the way that Luffy was speaking to her. He's like, you know what? I'm not targeting Fishman Island anymore. It's all on you now. Putting all my energy on you now.
right.
I think she's like you guys are saying, she's not only used this to get she's played everyone. That's all I gotta say. She's played everyone.
Right. Well,
Deception, bro. That's all I gotta say.
Dude,
I don't think she made it super easy for Luffy, but I think that like she kind of made like that, even that whole cracker fight. Like I think that like part of it, like Luffy, because it's the VV card and everything and all of that. So like she kind of made it so Luffy could win, but not so he could win because she told him don't kill him. So it's like
right. Well, she's not making it so that Luffy can win, but she kind of expects him to win. You know what I mean? It's like I'm not making it easy for you, but if you do it, I kind of expect you to do it, and if you do it, you'll kind of meet my standards, my expectations for you.
Yeah, because I know that,
exactly.
I know that she's not making it. I know that she's not making it easy, but remember you brought up the lie thing about the Riri card, but then Lola has one,
right?
Yeah.
So I could see her getting one because she left. So she has one, but she doesn't have one on the island. But who knows? Like, what if the Riri card doesn't even do what the homie said that it does, and they're just like going along with it to help Luffy out?
I mean, I think we should be skeptical about a lot of things, but I don't really believe that we should be skeptical of that. There was like this like blinding light. We saw a panel where there's like blinding light, and the homies were sort of all shrinking back. Like, I don't know, but it could be. It could be. I saw a really legendary comment the other day that was like maybe even Sanji's handcuffs aren't real. That they won't actually explode. It's nothing like that. It's just a straight up lie.
Oh,
I could actually definitely see that.
Yeah.
Definitely.
That would suck though, because Sanji just like, wait, what the fuck? He's on the
But I mean, all you need to do is
I truly think the only factor in this entire arc Big Mom has not set up is Capone's betrayal. She won't see that.
Yeah, true. But then even that though, because he made the mistake of saying it out loud, and Peckham was like, don't underestimate Mama.
Right. Well, Peckham's is going to be the way that it's going to be figured out, right? I think Capone could get away with whatever he's planning on doing, but the fact that he, like, from the scene, if you actually like reread the scene, like, it's pretty clear that he told Peckham's exactly what he was going to do.
Yeah.
So Peckham's was like, you're underestimating Big Mom, and then so Peckham's definitely isn't going to die, and whoever is going to save him, one of the fishermen.
Paladin.
But another thing as well is like if Big Mom gets intel from the island itself, because like they're saying hills have eyes, like she literally has eyes everywhere. They have to have heard Capone plotting his stuff, man.
Yeah.
She's
and the thing is,
everyone.
like, Capone got shot to the ocean, right? With Aladdin and all of them. Like, there's a way she's gonna be able to get information out of Jinbei about that somehow, some way. Like, it's just gonna happen. Maybe. That's what I think is gonna happen.
Well, my hope is that it actually ends up in Luffy's. Like, Luffy learns first before Big Mom. So that's sort of
cool.
So then that would sort of add to this whole situation where Big Mom owes Luffy because Luffy saved Lola first. May even help her cure her sickness in some way, either through Chopper, Caesar, or even Sanji. Somebody's brought up Sanji's recipes potentially being able to cure. I don't know if I believe that, but that's another idea. And then on top of that, then you also figure out that Capone is betraying Big Mom. So then you have a lot of reasons to get behind the idea that there could be an alliance, or at least Big Mom might get in the debt of the Straw Hats.
What would you guys do if Big Mom knew like exactly what was going on with every single thing? Like she knew what Capone was doing. She knew about the Fishman present thing.
I wouldn't be surprised because they hyped her intelligence up very much.
I feel like she's just gonna blow our minds with this.
I also came with the idea. It was very silly, but at the time when we read that chapter about if you don't come to a party, she sends your friend's head in a box. I said like she just sends you like a cake or something in the shape of your friend's face.
Why didn't she come? Sorry.
Just like sorry you couldn't make it. Yeah, just like something like that.
Oh yeah, and the other thing I was gonna say is like with the Cracker fight, right? Like what if Cracker he didn't even go all out? Like he fought, but he didn't go all out, and he not like they made it easy for Luffy because you seen like he pushed Luffy to gear forth with a clone, but like possibly he couldn't have had one all out, and they could have like just allowed Luffy to win.
Well, let me put it this way. Let me put it this way. Cracker was ordered not to kill Luffy. So if you're ordered not to kill someone, are you going to go 100% like?
Probably.
That doesn't make sense to me.
Yeah,
so I mean, I'm not saying that he wasn't trying, but like,
yeah,
he had to hold back a little bit.
Right.
Okay. Yeah, so this is what I'm saying. So like, you know, it's a big win for Luffy, but at the same time, Big Mom just probably set it up that way.
Like the same goes for Brule as well. Like when she really went at it, she beat Monster Point Chopper. So, you know.
Hold on, what happened about Cracker not being full power?
That Cracker was like holding back most likely in that situation against Luffy. Like Big Mom probably said, like, you know, if he's weak, whatever, defeat him. But if he's worthy or whatever, like, you know, don't go all out on him.
Well, Big Mom's direct order.
That's your opinion, man.
No.
I don't agree with that.
That's your opinion, man.
Big Mom's direct orders to Cracker and Brule were to delay the Straw Hats. That was like what Brule told us was Big Mom's actual orders. So if you're delaying someone, you're not beating them and you're not killing them. There's also direct lines.
Was that Cracker's order though? Or was that the
that was Brule?
Was that the mirror woman or Cracker's?
Cracker was sent because she didn't think Brule could deal with Luffy.
Yeah, well, I mean that's what Brule said, but that's like what Brule said about Big Mom's orders regarding the Straw Hats, their pests or whatever, was to delay them.
Yeah, and then if you think about it,
couldn't it be Brule's was to delay and then Cracker's was to defeat?
Exactly. That's my opinion.
Both of them.
That's my opinion.
Why would she give different orders to, you know, like?
I think though, Mike,
it's like type of shrimps.
Because even I think if Cracker was ordered, like, can you just eliminate Luffy? He wouldn't have done that whole one soldier gag to begin with. He would have just gone all out with the one, like, you 1,000 hours Cracker soldiers army.
I mean, it's hard to be sure. It's all speculative.
Like another thing
he was messing around with the arm trick and the jam trick, which isn't even his ability. He was just messing around.
Yeah, he was just like, I got 1,000 arms.
There, you say messing around, right? And that could be like testing Luffy. Like, okay, can he mess with this form? All right, he broke it. This is my real form. Can he mess with this? Another thing is that, like, a lot of people was complaining, like, oh, how could he let Luffy run back and forth, or, like, you know, what he did? Like, if you think about him not going all out in the first place, it kind of makes sense.
Was the orders like to Cracker to kidnap Luffy and bring him back to Big Mom?
We don't know what.
Nah, just to don't let Luffy get to Sanji, but even that was a failure because you know he made it to Sanji. Well, actually, don't let him rescue Sanji.
Well, I remember Brule and Cracker. Brule being pissed off that Cracker even showed up. She's like,
she was angry.
Well,
and he said to her, "What, am I not worthy of being here?" or something. And then all the Seducing Woods homies, they like shriveled up or something like that.
Realize I got this, yo. Why are you even coming here, Cracker? Like, come on.
Cracker trash. Get out.
It is weird. Like, I wonder to what extent she could mirror you, because like she mirrored like base form Luffy, but could she mirror Gear 4?
I mean, I think she probably could. Yeah. So I mean, to be honest with you, I think Brule would be like really annoying to fight against.
Very annoying. If she can mirror your abilities, done.
Yeah, but I don't think Brule could actually beat Luffy. Probably just make the battle go on forever until somebody dies of exhaustion.
I think what beats her is like if she mirrors you, she mirrors you 100%. But if you go like Haki up, you're stronger than her.
Maybe.
Oh yeah, possibly.
Yeah. I mean, it depends on how Haki exactly works with the mirror abilities. Haki is so difficult to pin down because there's contradictions everywhere. It's just it's hard to.
Oda hasn't explained enough of Haki for us to understand it too. So
it also doesn't show Haki.
Invisible Haki, yo. That shit's
invisible. No, man, I agree, man.
Legend Mac, on your deathbed, right? And if I'm sat next to you in the hospital, you're gonna like stand up like Wyman and be like, "Invisible Haki doesn't exist."
I want some white bitch shit, huh?
Yeah, just like white bitch.
Yeah, but seriously.
Oh yeah, so like if Big Mom is,
I want some black shit, not white, yo. It doesn't exist. One piece is the same, yo. I can't exist. I don't want people to say.
If Big Mom
I'm
is,
just gonna stare at you in the street like Luffy.
Oh come on, man. That's what you're doing in the awkward stare right now. I was all quiet and shit. I had to back on that, you know.
But what y'all think about the next comic? What y'all think
next
is gonna
chapter?
happen? Yeah.
Oh, predictions? Are we doing predictions?
Yeah.
I don't know, man. I'm 100% sold that Luffy is actually going to stay there. Like he said that he would, so he will. But I think that from the last chapter, that before the 844, 843, we saw that the Big Mom subordinates were like, "Oh, he should be somewhere nearby. We should go look for him." They're definitely going to find Luffy waiting there.
All right,
So-
everybody pay attention. Everybody pay attention. I'm gonna give you a solid 845 prediction, right? All right. We're gonna be on Whole Cake Island with Luffy and Nami, right? They're gonna have a really deep, heartfelt conversation about what Sanji is doing. Luffy's gonna cry and talk about if he can become Pirate King, you know, and all that.
Yeah,
No,
you're
I'm
going.
kidding. I actually think we're gonna be able to see like the first half
Maybe?
of it is gonna be like
I think we're seeing Zeus fly in, man.
yeah, we're gonna be seeing like a conversation between maybe like Nami and Luffy, and then we're gonna move to like the castle with Big Mom, and then the Vince Smokes arriving into the castle. Maybe I think that's what's gonna happen.
Fuck, we have so many unresolved plots. I just want one of them to be resolved. Just one.
Yeah, like
well, no, we did resolve one. We resolved Cracker. And,
true. My bad. Sorry.
Wait, question for you guys. When is the tea party? When's the tea party?
It's tomorrow.
It's tomorrow.
Tomorrow.
No,
the gift exchange would be the next event. As far as like the wedding is concerned.
Lunchtime.
Yeah,
like they go to lunch and they exchange gifts, and then tomorrow is the wedding, and then probably the tea party after that.
Yeah.
Like a reception.
Is the tea party and the wedding is the same day, right? Is it? Or
yeah.
Yes.
Same
Okay.
So I think Big Mom gets someone wedded, and then they celebrate at the tea party.
Yeah. Okay, we're also gonna be able to see that Theory at the tea party, guys. So watch out for him. He's gonna be.
What's all that about? I wasn't there for that stream. Why am I going to this tea party?
People say since you're British, you'd be at the tea party. You know.
Nah.
I'm honestly down for some cake, though.
You said you're down for some cake?
Big Mom did say. Big Mom did say that the cakes are gonna be made out of blood, though. So we gotta remember that.
Oh, can I ask this? Big Mom said that there's gonna be a sacrifice at the tea party.
Yeah, that's what I was
saying.
Big Mom did not say that. Her
she did say that.
Her homie.
Yeah, if I see Jinbei with the apple in his mouth, I'm running, yo. I'm going to Luffy's world.
Didn't Big Mom say something like, you know, Luffy's gonna be ready for the sacrifice?
Jinbei with an apple in his mouth.
Put me in the story, yo. Back in the story.
Because like it came right after like her saying that, you know, she's aware of Luffy being on the island and everything.
No, right before. It came right before. Yeah. Her homies were singing. It was like sort of like a Disney sort of thing where they're all singing. And when they were singing, they were talking about how they'd make some like frosting or some shit, and we'll make it out of blood and like all that shit. That was all the homies. The homies also said some really creepy things.
I swear Big Mom also has a few lyrics in that song as well.
Yeah, like I remember Big Mom herself saying that, you know, like she knows Luffy is there and he's gonna be ready.
Let me go back and look at that chapter.
Yeah, she said, "I'm ready for you, Mugiwara." That's what she said, right?
I'm ready,
right.
Well, you know, like I agree with you that like, you know, it could like they could be lying, but I don't know, because it's like the thing with the homies, they seemed kind of serious, and I could see her like, you know, having her serious side, like I don't think she's all about lies.
Yeah, but I mean, think about Big Mom. She likes sweets, right? She likes eating like cake, and like, what is that like? You know, made out of blood. Like, I don't know.
The thing is though, like Cracker made the joke about blood being jam and stuff. It might be a whole Cake Island joke.
That's true. That could be a parallel.
I mean, she does have like really spooky trees that talk and shit like that. Maybe she just likes the scary vibes.
Because like I remember Jinbei complaining that he doesn't like being in her crew, and even Judge calls her like crazy. So I think like it's something about her besides her random tantrum thing that makes her like a bad.
Jinbei never said that he didn't like being in her crew. That's not that he said. He needed to cut off between himself and Big Mom just because he wanted to join Luffy. Yeah. And then he needed to make that quicker because they gave the Tamata, you know, the exploding box or whatever to Big Mom, and things were about to get complicated.
I thought he said
he never said.
I have the answer for you, Ty. Women are crazy.
And then he stopped being that, so he had to kind of work with Big Mom. And I thought he said that, you know, he doesn't like working under her.
No, he didn't say that.
He pretty much said that Whitebeard was way better. Working under Whitebeard was better than working under
I mean, I don't think he's. I don't think he said that either, but it's definitely probably implied by his reaction.
Yeah, he implied. He didn't say exactly.
Yeah,
implied. Yeah, you're right. Implied.
I don't think he was straight up saying that to Big Mom, honestly.
No,
not that he said it's a Big Mom. That he said it's
in general.
In general, okay.
Yeah,
I got you.
Another thing as well is I want to pass this for you guys because this isn't touched on at all. The poneglyphs, right?
Okay.
Jinbei gifted her the one from the cover story. We can assume, yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, definitely because she talked about it.
But Big Mom goes, "Oh, thanks for the gift, but I don't even know how to read it. Why does she collect them then?"
I don't know.
I got some crazy speculations when it comes to this, but well, first of all, she's a pirate, right? And so these poneglyphs are some of the things in the New World that you just sort of is like a demonstration of your
you have
power.
to have, yeah.
So that's one side of it. The other thing is she could possibly like want to read it, right? But she can't right now. So that's something that she's like looking forward to.
What do you think?
I also have this crazy.
What do you think to that theory that like the red poneglyph, she put a soul in it, and it guards itself?
Yeah, that's
so, like, if you,
it might be possible, but I don't see it happening.
Yeah.
Yo, this is actually I just took this in right now. With you guys talking about this? There's 2 poneglyphs. We're about to on some 2 poneglyphs shit right now.
Like where's Robin? Where's Robin when you need her, man?
For real, she's like, no, we need you.
At the end of the Zoe arc, they were talking about how pretty much all the like fish prints or whatever of all the poneglyphs are in the hands of the strongest pirates in the New World. So basically, Kaido and Big Mom, and then I don't know Jinx's, but they'll have the majority of all the poneglyphs, at least copies of them.
Yo, what do you think the poneglyphs gonna be like on it? You think it's gonna be something to Uranus or something different?
I think the Jinbei one is Uranus.
You think it's Uranus?
That's what I think. Well, I mean, so it's like given some importance in the story, and so we only have a limited number of things that we know are going to be on the poneglyphs.
How they get enjoyable? How do you think they're going to explain this in the anime? Because they obviously haven't seen the Jinbei cover story. It's just going to be a random.
Jinbei will probably say something like, "Oh, when on the way here, we found a poneglyph."
Actually, you don't.
That's so ass-pull, man. Like, imagine watching that and he just says that. It's like.
Or they
people might miss that too.
Well, that's the thing. I had a problem with the anime. They did the Kobe one and they did the Buggy one, but then they stopped doing all the cover stories.
Yeah, because CP0 with Rob Lucci, like that's a surprise to anime fans. But we know that it was hinted.
Well, they put the covers, like those cover spreads. They put those in the intros, like the ones like
they put them in the intros.
Did they?
But still, like anime fans don't get all the information what manga fans get, so they're just like left.
Oh yeah, well with the poneglyph, like the cover story is probably something that we got to see because we read, but like I can see him just giving it to her, and it's like we don't know how.
Yeah, they're gonna be kind of confused how Caribou Caribou's with X Drake and Kaido in that whole situation.
But in terms, what I was saying, Ty, is in terms of like the story, it kind of sucks that they don't get to see the root of why he had it and where he got.
No, I know,
but that's one of the things, right? And they not only get to see they don't see some of the things we see, but they also get some of the things wrong. Like
I know. I'm not saying that it doesn't matter. I'm just saying that that's one of the things that go with it. Like they want something over the anime, so it's like we get the cover stories. A lot of them is not going to be shown in the anime, so that kind of goes along with it. Like that we get the cover stories.
Who was saying something just before this? Because they said something and it sparked something in my brain. So if you could repeat what you said,
me?
I don't know. No, someone was saying something, but I don't know. It was different to this, but it might have been similar.
I said that they're not gonna know about Caribou and X Drake and those situations.
Caribou and X Drake. That is mad important, guys.
Yeah. He knows Poseidon, yo. He knows Poseidon.
Oh yeah, he told him like, oh yeah, the secrets. I remember.
Yeah, like that's a plot point, like for real.
Yeah, that's really causing serious shit.
Hold on.
Kaido just let's be honest here. Kaido has taken a lot of L's right now. He's pretty much losing everything. So he might be coming to Fishman Island for the ancient weapon soon, to help him out.
Hold up, Poseidon. Somebody said, "Who knows Poseidon?"
I want to say this as well, like especially with what we saw at the Reverie, the Reverie chapter that Shirahoshi doesn't want to go. I don't think they're going to convince her to go. She's going to be left on her own. Easy pickings.
All right, so we probably have to explain this first. So just as a heads up to everyone, back in the Fishman Island arc, Caribou basically was listening in whenever Robin was talking to King Neptune about who Poseidon was or whatever. So he heard that Shirahoshi is Poseidon.
Yeah,
and then he left or whatever.
He's telling X Drake.
You're away with that knowledge.
Yeah. Oh shit! That's
hold on. He's telling X Drake.
Yo, Pharaoh, man, you see what I mean? It's the real deal, man.
It's the real deal.
I didn't even know about that, yo.
Yeah, so like after Caribou found out about Poseidon, basically there's also a line earlier that he wanted to give that information to somebody specific, but he doesn't tell us who that is. But then later on we can kind of see he gets into Kaido's territory, so it could be Kaido, but it doesn't mean that it is Kaido.
You know what's crazy? You know what's crazy too? Robin and King Nut is funny because Robin's like, this is big information. Yo. We gotta make sure no one finds out. Then you see Caribou.
She did say that.
The panel's really funny too because you can see
it's so easy to miss it, but when you go back, it's so obvious.
Right,
it's crazy.
Yeah, that's definitely alluding to Kaido and Poseidon. Maybe Kaido Poseidon. I think.
And the fact with the Madame Charlie
yeah.
That's the
foreshadowing of destroying Fish and Island.
Exactly what you said. That's the thing with One Piece. Like once you're caught up, you might think you know everything, but you really don't. Because once you get caught up to a certain point and you go back on certain things, you'll be like, oh, I interpreted this way different than I should have interpreted this.
Yeah. Well, I made a video about all this in back a couple times, yo. I made multiple videos on this, but nobody takes this seriously. Shut up, man. Yo,
yeah, because that's the thing. That's the problem with that. It really annoys me, Mac, as well. Like people, not to diss anyone that does this, but some people just watch it. Some people just kind of watch it and that's it, or read it and that's it. But like us in the stream, we've gone back many times, like many times.
You can't just read it. You gotta dive into it. You know.
Yeah, that's
right. I always try to
like a wizard or something, dude.
Yeah. I'm telling you right now, if you reread the story, you look at the story totally different. That's why you guys see me. I'm so passionate about the whole Virgo Sanji Smoker thing because I changed my whole mindset when I read that. You know, when I reread that part.
One Piece is so deep.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh yes. This is the greatest story.
Yeah, I agree.
I know theory. You might be on that Toriko grind, you know.
No. Toriko brings me more hype than One Piece, but One Piece is a far better story.
Yeah, I'll tell you right now, theory. There was a point I was reading Toriko. There's 15 chapters, just pure 10 out of 10 hype chapters. There's some crazy.
It was nuts.
I'm like, but the thing is, sometimes it will be so hype. I would expect that. I know hype is coming. I know it's coming.
It's crazy, Mac. It just doesn't stop. But anyway, off because this is One Piece stream.
Yes.
But yeah, One Piece, like I said, for you guys that probably come to us for all the answers, or I would really recommend you just go back and try and delve into it yourself, because a lot of
you guys might catch something that somebody else isn't, because this is a lot of chapters. You guys can catch something.
Dude, it's hard.
Probably gonna start we don't
know everything, and even though we think we know a lot of it, there's a lot we missed.
You're pretty humble there.
Wait, hold on.
Yeah, Annie's Lobby. I remember reading back Annie's Lobby. I'm like, my first time I saw Annie's Lobby, I was like, yo, Gear Second. What the hell was Gear Second? That shit came out of nowhere. I'm thinking it was Zoro said in Annie's Lobby about how at each island they got stronger and stronger. I missed that whole thing he said there. And then Nami and Water 7 saying that when the Luffy and Zoro and everyone fight serious, they're totally different. You see some different stuff. It changes your whole mindset about when you're reading it. You know, you understand it more. You know.
Yeah.
It's great.
Yeah.
Oh, guys, and I think it was you, Mac, who showed me it. Mac and someone else. That a panel in Sky Island that hints that Aruj for NL.
Yeah,
that's that's crazy.
Yo, nobody brought that up.
It was the Viz manga, right?
Yeah, I told you, Viz manga is clutch. I've been telling you.
Yeah.
Hold on, what happened? What happened?
They changed the freaking manga, yo. I was so shook when I saw this. I was like, what?
Essentially, in Sky Island, they talked about on NL's hometown, because he's from Bilka, a different Sky place. He destroyed it, but there was someone that challenged him. It was a powerful Sky Knight. Is that the correct translation?
Yeah,
a powerful Sky Knight. And we know Uruj is not from Skype. He's probably
on Nell's Island.
NL's from. It was him, dude. It's so obvious. It was him.
Yeah. Uruj was already challenging and now shit, yo.
I don't know.
And live devil leg.
You can't let him be a little more angry, because Anel's his boy, So
I don't agree with it.
Uruj was a beast from the very start. We didn't even know.
Yes.
I think that whole story is something else, because I remember in Alabasta, it was that guy that he had the Hawk fruit. He was like a Hawk Zoman. And it was said that he was the strongest warrior, and then Robin took him out like nothing. So I think that whole Sky Knight story is some type of other thing where it wasn't a Rouge, it was just somebody else. like Gonfall or something.
Oda wouldn't, no, because essentially Oda wrote it so that NL devastated the entire island. No one could oppose him, and for them to mention that one guy stood a chance, it's an important character.
No, I know, but check this out. Like, but that's hyping Enel up at the same time because Aru, he's the mad monk. He's nothing of a Sky Knight whatsoever, though. So it's
He's the high priest of wherever he's from.
Yeah.
And NL's lower rankings, they're just priests. He's the high.
Yeah, but that's still
Rouge is above God, is what we're trying to say.
That's still not a high knight, though. Like a high knight is a totally like different like title category than a high priest or like the mad monk.
I suppose.
I'm not saying it's 100% wrong. Like I just don't agree with it.
All right.
And we have to remember there's probably different Skypian rules